Okay, hello. Okay, should be uh, here. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the stream. Um, this is commentary of round 9 of the SOA International Grandmaster Chess Festival, which is a tournament that Ellen is playing in India. And yeah, uh, good morning. Nice to see you, everyone. Hello, James. Hello, Screws. Hello, my boy Magnus Giri, who is watching from YouTube. We're also streaming on YouTube, by the way. So if you're watching on Twitch, make sure to give it's called a sub, right? A sub to Ellen's channel on YouTube. And hello, Chexy as well. Nice to see you here. So yeah, uh, let's see. So Ellen has, I think, 5 points out of 8 in this tournament, so she's doing really well. As you can also see, she's playing very strong player today. I am with 2441, and she has the black pieces. So let's see how the game is going. It's been okay. I hope you can see everything. Should be able to. Okay, so Ellen has the black pieces. Opponent started with e4, as some people say, best by test. c5, so we have a Sicilian defense, and more specifically we have the Najdorf variation, which is characterized by this move a6. That is what Ellen played in round 3, I believe, as well. Not sure about any other games, but this is the one I remember. And in this game, her opponent played this strange move, bishop to d3, which I found really interesting. Her opponent won that game, but oh, watching from the enemy's POV, do you want me to flip the board? Can I flip the board in this study? I'm not sure. Let's try. I think I can. Yes. Okay. Let's watch from our point of view. So yeah, her opponent played this move bishop d3, which is kind of a really sideline. Like, it's not many games there. He won the game, and now her opponent in this round is also going for a strange move, like something that's not really seen. Like people have tried pretty much everything against the Najdorf. Like, they've tried bishop g5. That used to be the old like main line in the 70s and 80s, and even before, I think. Bishop e3 is the most common move played nowadays. The bishop e2 has been tried. Bishop c4 has been tried. h3 is a move. f4, I believe, is a move. f3 is a move. Basically, every single legal move has been tried. g3 has been tried recently. I've seen some games where white plays a4. Yeah, pretty much. I've also seen queen d3. Pretty much every single move under the sun has been tried against the Najdorf. Her opponent played none of these moves. He played the move knight to b3, and it's you can make a case for every single one of these moves, right? Because essentially what's going on is that this a6 is more of a waiting move. We are kind of protecting the b5 square, right? So that there isn't any knight b5 or bishop b5 in the future. And what we're doing this a6 is also we're preparing the move e5. So that would kick the knight. The knight cannot go to its best square, which is b5. And we're gaining space in the center, basically. Also, this a6 move prepares the pawn thrust to b5. Sometimes black develops like this: bishop b7, knight d7. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes you even see like g6 and bishop g7, This is called the Dragendorf, I believe. So it's like Nighterf and Dragon combined. But anyway, Ellen's opponent, who by the way is I am Shetesama Jaikumar from, I believe from, is he from India? Or is he from another country? I'm not sure. But anyway, I think he is from India, but I might be wrong. He played knight b3, which is kind of, if you want to kick me out with e5, then now e5 doesn't really kick anything, and the point of knight b3 is that we have basically this tempo. So if black here goes e5, now white doesn't need to move the knight. He can make a more useful move, like I don't know, bishop g5, for instance, putting pressure on this knight, creating this pin, and then this knight can move to d5. So this is white's plan basically. It's kind of discouraging the move e5. So black can do a bunch of other moves, of course. Like, it's not like this is the only plan in the Nighterf. The main move is e6 here. It's just kind of a different structure from all this e5. But okay, there's also other moves that have been played. Knight c6, knight d7, b5. e5 has been played. I don't think e5 is a particularly good move here, because it allows this bishop g5. But anyway, let's see. Ellen played the move e6, which is the main continuation. And I believe this structure with the pawns on e6, d6, sometimes this pawn also goes to b6. I think they call it the Scheveningen or Scheveningen. I no clue how that is pronounced. I'm not Dutch, unfortunately. I think it's Scheveningen, the Dutchies say. But if anyone's from the Netherlands in the chat, they can roast my pronunciation or anything. Oh, he is from India. Okay, nice. Okay, let's see what the chat is saying. Sorry for ignoring you guys. I've kind of gone on my own. Did you know that Nighterf himself stopped playing the Nighterf because the theory got too deep and booked up kids would come and beat him? Is that a true story? I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, the Nighterf these days, like, I actually played against the Nighterf recently, and I took a book from Ellen's opponent in round 3, and I played this bishop d3 line, and I got absolutely crushed. Like, my opponent had apparently seen this before. I was like, okay, let's surprise him, right? And my opponent had seen this before, and he knew exactly what to do, and he crushed me. So yeah, that was pretty sad. Oh, you read it on Wikipedia. Okay, so that's probably a true story. Nice. Okay, interesting. Okay. So yeah, this e6 is entirely different. Basically, we're kind of covering a lot of squares on the 5th rank with our pawns, kind of preventing further advances. And yeah, I guess usually black develops like maybe knight bd7, b5, bishop b7, or even b6, bishop b7 sometimes, to cover even more squares. And here there is one move that has been played almost in almost every game. So apparently this knight b3 has another idea, which might not be so clear, but here that is what Ellen's opponent played. He's probably prepared this, I guess, because okay, Ellen has some games with a Nighterf in the database, so I guess he did prepare against this, and he played the move g4. This may seem strange, but white is going for an early attack. I'm convinced that Nighterf, Nighterf stopped playing the Nighterf because of moves like that, right? I mean, if your opponent starts pushing the g pawn in the opening, and you don't know what to do. It's probably really scary. Um, Now, fortunately for us, Ellen apparently knows what to do because she played the main line here, which is b5. So this is the current position. Um, yeah, and this last two moves like have drastically changed the position. Like white is going all in for a kingside attack, um, and yeah, and black is well. Black's plan was to play b5 anyway, right? Now, what this g4 does is, of course, it threatens g5. So I'm kind of unsure, like, what happens if g5 here? Because I don't think, is there a plan to retreat, or is there a plan to play b4? That would be interesting. Anyway, so this position. Let me turn on the evil bar as well, but I want to turn off the moves. So that's the, yeah, this turns off the moves. Okay, nice. So I think this is no. Okay, good. Okay, so we can have an idea of what's going on, but we will not be spammed with engine moves. That is good. Good thing that I don't play the Nido, so I don't have to do it. Yeah, I mean, okay, it goes both ways though. Like white can also get caught unprepared. So ooh, Nido died like 3 months after it was born Saj. When did he die? Which year is that? Wait, how old is Chexi? We're getting an age reveal here. And it looks like the opponent is gone on quite a bit of a thing. Oh, 1997. Okay. Wow, he's older than me. Imagine that. You know, roasting the viewers is it's nice. Anyway, so according to Lichess Masters database, there have been 3 moves played here, and I see some very famous people have played this. Most notably, Peter Svidler has 3 games in this line, and Peter Svidler has played this move, Bishop G2, which is the most played move. And I would say, like, okay, usually if you're gonna play G4, you know, people are imagining, you know, white starts attacking the king side, H4, G5, and stuff like that. But sometimes G4 is just to give also the bishop on G2 square to go in, especially after black has played B5. This diagonal is kind of weak. So basically, you know, bishop B7, and then maybe some G5. Again, this is very tactical. As you can see, the evil bar is like right in the middle. So I wouldn't be surprised, you know, it's some really tactical situation that eventually fizzles out. So bishop g2 is here the main line, as played by Svidler. There's also 2 other moves have been tried. One of them is a3, which has been played by, among others, Caruana. Caruana is probably the best prepared top GM, I would say. So yeah, this a3 it might seem a bit strange, but I would say it's definitely worth looking at since Caruana played it. He beat Giri in this line, and it has also been played by the Indian world champion PC Anand in 2019. So yeah, this is also a move. And the third move that has been tried is the more direct G5. And this, to me, is like the most, the most interesting. The one move that I would be scared about if I was not prepared. Let's see how much time do the players have. So, okay, so Ellen has 1 hour and 27 minutes. That probably means he's still in prep, I would say. Like, I'm not sure if she expected this line, but it seems that she knows what to do against it, because she is playing the the main moves. Can I turn the top engine move arrow off? Yes, I have it turned off. This is like the, you know, Lichess has a feature like if you go over games, they show which move was played. So now I'm going over some GM games, and you can see here, for instance, this is a game with bishop g2. This is a game with a3, right? So this is not the engine move. It's just the theory move, basically. Yeah, the engine move I turned it off because I might turn it on in the future, but we will see. We will see. We can't see that much of the evil bar. Sorry for that. Okay, let me change that. Okay, how do I change that though? I think, okay, here. Now you should be able to see it a bit better. Okay, you should be able to see it a bit better. Okay. So yeah, I was saying that I would be scared here of the move g5, and I would be like, okay, what's going on here? So there is a game. Well, there are many games actually, but the top-rated game here is a game between Giga Kuparaja as white, GM from Georgia, and Alexander Grishuk as black. And Grishuk played here b4, and the move is knight d5. So yeah, this looks already, one of these positions that if you don't know, if you've not studied from before, you have no clue what's going on. So yeah, okay, and the game actually continued. Knight takes e4, and bishop g2. Okay, makes sense. And now black just took the knight. Queen takes d5, and rook to a7. So the idea is that if white takes with the queen now, there is rook to e7, which would be pinning the queen to the king. So white played bishop to e3, and black played bishop to b7. And I fail to see why black is just not up a piece here. Queen d4. Okay, maybe it's not over. Queen b4, and now knight c5. And black was just a piece up. And you can see the evil bar is like minus a lot already. So yeah, I'm sure that Grishuk was just better prepared in this game. He did win. The game continued. Bishop b7, rook b7, long castles, knight c6. But you can see like black is a piece up. Like as soon as black castled, I guess. Hopefully he castled, or well, just get the queen out of there. Queen e4. Okay, he didn't castle. He went king d8, but you can see that black is just a piece up on white. Okay, maybe has some compensation, but yeah, especially in GM against GM games, it shouldn't really. I'm sure that Grishuk converted this very very easily. So g5, it looks like black has enough counterplay to play. Of course, there's also like all the possibilities, and the thing is, this is why I would be really scared to play this over the board. Like, there's so many possibilities that hate when my knight off is a drawn move 10. What? Huh? When did I say that? Yeah. White should probably taken the pony on e4 with bishop on g2. Okay, let's look a little bit at that. Although I'm not sure like how much, but okay, since Ellen's opponent is thinking what to do, which is surprising, right? Because Ellen has played the main moves like e6, b5. This is the main kind of continuation against his opponent. So he definitely has looked into it, right? Hopefully, or well, for us, not hopefully, but. Yeah, it's a bit strange that he's spending so much time. Yeah, let's look again at this game. So g5, b4, knight d5, knight e4, bishop g2, and I think here is where you said that we should play this. I think, or do you mean another position? Maybe. means here. Yeah, I think that's what. But here, I think, okay, at least this you gain the piece back. I'm a bit worried about rook e7 here, and bishop b7 maybe. Okay, that's not the right move according to the engine, although black is still better. So how do we win here? Let's say, because the computer says +3, but yeah, maybe it's just bishop b7. Yeah, that seems like the most normal move. And after queen d3, then just queen e7 maybe. And oh, what did I blunder again? See, this is why turning off the engine is funny, because you see your blunders and then really, is that a blunder? Okay, how do we win them? Oh yeah, just bishop e4. Okay, I'm blind. Yeah, bishop e4, rook e4, rook e7. So yeah, black is still winning a piece after bishop e4. Let's do it again. So bishop b7, and then your queen has to keep protecting the bishop on e4, right? So no matter where you go, like queen c4, queen d3, or queen f5, you can go, but you have to keep an eye on this bishop. And then I will take it, and then I will pin the queen to the king. So yeah, so black is winning. Are we also going to be following GM Das game? Are you referring to Divya Das, the commentator from India? Who is that? I have no clue. But speaking of Das, well, he's the GM that Ellen beat in round 2, and in previous rounds where other people were commentating, I was joking that it would be fun if he won the tournament after and his only loss would be to Ellen. I mean, we can take a look since Ellen's opponent hasn't moved yet. How long has he been thinking for? He's been thinking for 22 minutes already on move 8. So, I mean, that's good sign for us. I don't think he'll go for this really forcing thing with g5, because okay, it's not clear at all, right? And I wouldn't expect someone to go into it without being prepared. So I would expect like something like bishop g2 maybe. Looks normal, or maybe we will see like a novelty on the board. I don't know what kind of novelty that could white play, but anyway. Yeah, he loses every game I commentate. Yeah, so maybe that's bad luck for him. I don't know. But okay, we can look a little bit. He's playing on board 1. He's playing against the Boris Shevchenko from Russia. That game is on move 4. Okay, I just hope that there isn't any DGT board errors, because it's kind of strange that this game is here. Unless like white was kind of late to the board, I don't know. Yeah, because this is theory, right? I don't know about this line. Usually bishop e7 they play. I'm sure. Yeah, maybe. Okay, but okay, this white should make a move instantly here. So I'm thinking that maybe the DGT is down. So let's look at some other games actually. Yeah, I see a lot of yeah. There's a lot of early games. So I guess we'll just wait for them to fix the DGTs or something. Because yeah, okay. Let me refresh the page just to make sure. Although I think yeah, okay, it didn't change anything. So yeah, I guess we'll just wait for them to fix the DGT, because yeah, otherwise, I mean, Shavchenko with an A. Ellen could have won already, and we won't know. Oh no. I'm sure that she would go in the chat if she won in 8 moves and be like, I beat an IM in 8 moves. Yeah, so it was already kind of strange that the opponent's thinking for that much, right? Hopefully the transmission is fixed soon. Because I'm imagining now the players must be like in move 12 or something by this point. But anyway, so because we don't have any moves, it's a good. I don't know. The chat can entertain the streamer a little bit. I don't know. So how do you feel about like the tournament so far? Have you been watching Ellen's other games? There is a report that I saw like Screws posted it on Ellen's Discord server, which by the way, if you're not a member of, you're more than welcome to join. So Chessbase India made a report of this tournament. I believe it was just before round 6, so it has the first 5 rounds. And I was saying like, you know what, this report is pretty bad. Because okay, it's when you're commentating a game, right, you're really like delving deep into intricacies of each move, and I know that. And then you see a report and it's like basically skimming through the entire game and maybe analyzing like one position and be like, yeah, this is a mistake. Ooh, looks like the board is fixed. Okay, nice. And we are still up on time, so the opponent at least did think. Right. But yeah, so there was this report, and I was like, yeah, why are they not analyzing? But they had like a lot of games, so I guess they just skimmed through. The game. So let's see. You like my musketeer look? What do you mean? I didn't go for a specific look, but hello, Sorgrass. We had a novelty. Okay, let's see. So A3 was played. So this is the move that Caruana recommends, I guess, or well, he played it once at least against Anish Giri. So that move is aimed at preventing this B4 idea, which I guess, yeah, I didn't mention that, but obviously Black's idea is to play B4 and then take the E4 pawn, right? So knight is defending, so we attack the knight, and then we can grab the pawn. So A3 was played to prevent that. Bishop to B7, also very normal. Bishop to G2, okay. And here, the main move is kind of surprising, but if you think about it, it's not so much. The main move here is knight F to D7, which kind of gets away from these H4, G5 pawn pushes. And actually, White has not won a single game after this move. Has been tried like stuff like H4, but yeah, basically we control the E5 square, and we have. I really like this position for Black. Really nice development, and White just pushing the pawns. I'm not sure. Okay, the computer says that this is equal, but yeah, I like this move. But anyway, Ellen played different moves. She played bishop to E7, and now White was able to play G5, knight F to D7, H4. So yeah, this is kind of similar. Yeah, we could go here, knight C6. And Ellen here made a novelty, knight to c5. So this is the first kind of new move on the game. Now we have a completely new position, at least as far as the Masters database is concerned. There are some games in the Leeches database, 3 of them, between players like 2400. So okay, I guess they know what they're doing. And her opponent here made a move, knight to d4. So he's not interested in trading. So obviously, like if you take, could go to this this kind of endgame. And so Ellen gave him the opportunity to go into this, but I guess he didn't he didn't really feel like white has much of an advantage here, even though the computer says that white is slightly better. Which, okay, not sure actually. I guess white has a little bit more space. Can play like some like f4. I don't know. Long castles possibly. Yeah, bishop b3 and long castles. But yeah, I guess her opponent thought that okay, there's no reason to not keep some more pieces on the board. Go knight to d4 since there isn't anything preventing it. It's funny because that knight was on d4 and he pulled it back to b3 and he moves it back to d4. So it's a kind of you could say he's kind of wasting two moves, but on the other hand, like the knight is really well placed on d4. So yeah, and I guess Alan could go with a move like, I don't know. So here's one thing, right? Castling is really scary, right? You wouldn't castle into this attack. Oh, she played knight d7. Okay, so just developing. Yeah, I was just saying that you wouldn't really play that because that's like castling into the pawn storm. Apparently the computer actually likes castling, but does not really seem like, we need to at least see what we're gonna do with these pawns before we castle. So yeah, knight bd7 makes a lot of sense. Connecting the knights, kind of also controlling the e5 square, which might become useful. I am a little bit worried about this knight on c5. And where does it go? For instance, white could actually play b4 here, but I guess the knight will just go to a4, and it's kind of okay, despite it being on the edge of the board. Like if white was to go like this, then the other knight could come to b6, support this weak pawn. Interesting though. Like I would expect that this would be much better for white, but okay, the engine disagrees. So Ellen's opponent didn't go for b4, instead f4. So he's consistent with this plan of attacking on the king side, making a pawn storm. This is really very modern chess, right? I mean, white is pushing every single pawn on the king side. Black is not even castled there. White is not castled either, and there is this is surely either going to blow up, like completely go into a mess, a tactical mess where nobody will know what is going on, or it's going to go into some instant like endgame where the queens are traded, and which would still be interesting because these pawns could be really well placed and gaining space. They could also be overextended, so it's one or the other. No castling chess. Yeah, I mean, now especially it's really scary to castle, I would say. I wouldn't be surprised if Ellen did it, because okay, there's not too much to do about it. I don't think it's that good. Yeah. Okay. To be fair though, like black hasn't made any weaknesses in the structure, so this is really solid. Like there is nothing for black to attack here, and because okay, you've pushed a bunch of pawns, right? But there are no pieces to support these pawns. Like no pieces are currently aiming at the king side. Maybe only this rook is aiming there. But you have no bishop. The bishop is actually aiming the opposite side. No, okay, this knight, but this pawn's controls here. So it's not really much. This knight is away from the king side. This bishop doesn't look at anything. The queen could go here, but it's gonna be alone there. So even Sword Castle is actually not so bad here for black. Like white could start pushing, h5 and stuff, but black will always have decent play in the center. I wonder how though. How could you go about this position? Maybe queen b6. I was thinking, but the thing is, like, g6 is kind of scary maybe. So if we play something like this, I'm kind of worried that that we're gonna get attacked. Okay, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. Okay, so moves for black. Let's see. We have this position with black, and what could we do? So first of all, we always must consider kind of central breaks, but I think both of them are bad. So e5 would be a move to consider, right? e5, but the problem with e5 is that this square is gonna be very weak, I think. So white could just go like knight f5, and they're attacking on g7, they're attacking on d6. Yeah, this is not very good for us. So e5 is out of the question. Then we can see about d5. I think d5 is losing a pawn though. Like white can take simply. A lot of blunders apparently. Okay, bishop takes, I guess. Yeah, and then just like that. And white's this double pawn. So d5 is not good. And then, okay, what else? Because, okay, we've developed all of our minor pieces. I guess the queen can still move. So I move like queen b6, queen c7, not queen a5 because that's there is a fork there. Queen c8 maybe I would consider giving some kind of support. Although queen c7 is probably better. Yeah, something like that, I guess. Maybe. In general, I wouldn't really touch the king side. Would you do queen b6 and castle long? Yeah, that's queen b6 is a bit more active, I guess. Castle long. You see, castle long seems a bit scary. The open c file, right? I'm not sure if black ever castles long in the Sicilian, but yeah, this looks interesting. So let's say that black goes like, I don't know, bishop e3, and then white goes bishop e3, and then we castle long. Yeah, you can see the engine is not a big fan. Although I guess that's also because we're kind of walking into a pin, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if b4 is winning here. The ideas of knight e6 and yeah, this actually should be completely winning for white. So yeah, this queen b6 is a bit scary because we're getting our pieces lined up, and even if we move the knight, I don't know how we can. First of all, this knight doesn't have many squares, so this knight can only go to a4 pretty much. Even if it does go to a4, then knight f5 is going to be an issue. Because my queen's attacked, and this pawn is attacked, this bishop's attacked, this pawn is attacked. Pretty much everything is attacked. I'm not saying that's the best move, I'm just saying, yeah, this is a problem. Like, okay, white could just take first and then go with some knight f5, I guess. And that would be even worse. But in any case, yeah, it's actually hard to think, like, what could the best move be here? Maybe some just developing move like rook c8. Rook c8 is often a move that black goes for in the Najdorf. Yeah, I guess that looks kind of solid for now. I wouldn't be surprised. Like my problem with this position actually is this knight on c5. Like, this knight is a bit misplaced, I would say. Okay, it attacks e4 nicely, But the problem is there are no retreat squares for this knight. So if white plays b4, we always have to go there, and I don't really like going to the edge of the board with the knight. Although if this knight leaves, then we can reroute this knight to b6, and that would be nice. But maybe we can reroute this knight to b6. Ooh, that could be an idea. So I wonder if we can play here. Yeah, it's also an interesting move. We can kind of be looking at c4, or also getting a retreat score for the knight. I don't know. Hello, Rookie. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I hope the DGT is not broken again, because it's been a while since the last move. It's been about 10 minutes, but maybe just Ellen is thinking, like, this is not really an easy position, I think, especially if you're like out of theory. I think it's a good idea to spend some time and have a look into what your middle game plans are going to be, right? Yeah, the grandmas, yeah, exactly. the unfortunate crop of the title, but we changed the title, didn't we? From round 2, it should be like different, surely. I don't know. One thing I didn't say is that I wouldn't be surprised if the top engine move is something like h6. Or, I don't know, like something strange like that, right? It's not. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, did I find the top move? Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that. It looks kind of scary to play because usually you don't push any pawns on the side that you're weak. But it does make a little bit of sense to challenge the white pawns, especially since your king is not castled yet, and our king might even wait in the center until the queens are traded, and just wait it out there, and then be good in the center. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ellen actually is considering something like this. The thing is, white can never take here because this pawn is hanging. So yeah, queen bishop are doing a good job here. Or he also can never push, so he can't touch the g pawn, and that opens up a rook in a way, right? Because okay, let's see white play some development move like bishop e3, and then we can take on g5, and white has two choices here. One of them is to take like this, and we will just trade rooks, and now there is the attack like loses a lot of steam with that trade, because okay, the h file is open, but no one is there to take advantage, and because white's king is still in the center, this rook will take a long way to come to the king side, and also there's always knight to a fade. We can definitely defend our own in this position. If white takes with the f pawn, then this is even worse, because now have a beautiful square for a knight on e5. So yeah, so this is this h6 actually is definitely something to consider. I like that I've played like about 12 different moves here while Ellen is thinking, but I think there is a lot of potential moves to consider indeed. So let's see what he goes for. You think DGD is down again? Oh no. This tournament does not have additional time. Yes, it is. It is just 90 plus 30 basically. It's like if you'd click a 90 plus 30 game on Lichess. I don't know if they have those, but yeah, it should be the same, I guess. So we need to be a bit faster than in a tournament that would have additional time. But I think Ellen has been managing her time quite well. Like I was watching yesterday's game was pretty much won by time management. Like her opponent kind of didn't know what to do. The position was equal, but he didn't have a plan basically, and just he thought for a lot and just moved around. And in the end, he got into time trouble and he blundered, and Ellen just won. So yeah, this is it's important to have good time management, to not go too fast, but also not go too slow, right? The more I look at this position, the more like this h6. If Screw says DGT is down, we'll get a bunch of moves next time it's updated. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes for something like that. If not, I would probably expect something like Rook C8, like a development move. I guess maybe chess players think a lot. that could also be a possibility. Let's see. Wait, why is this like? Okay, no, it's good. Okay, I'm not. So stop complaining. Let's see board one. Have there been? How long is? Oh, he's thinking for about 10 minutes. You see how to tell if DGT is down in a tournament. Okay, tricks. You see like how long the players have thought for the last move, right? And if it's the same across all boards, then usually it's a DGT error. So here, Ellen's been thinking for 15 minutes, right? Okay, so let's see, board one, 9 minutes or something. Wait, but he just moved. So yeah, it's not down. Because there has just been a move on board one. Easy way to tell if there's just a move being made. Let's take a little at this game a little bit. I was this is the top board basically, and I believe that Sayantan is leading the tournament by half a point. So this is round 9. So if he wins that, then he is guaranteed to be the sole leader of the tournament going into the final round. So probably he just needs a draw then. So he just needs like 1.5 point out of 2 to win first prize. And he's going for some really solid opening. This is one of my first openings actually. It's called the Cambridge Springs defense. Yeah, that much I remember. And I actually used to play it. Oh yeah, so there is. I don't know if Ellen talks about this trap in her, in her new Chessable course, but this is one of the first traps I learned as a kid. So let's turn the board as well, right? So as a kid, I was like I don't know, 9, 10 years old. I had no idea about chess. I had never been to a chess club or anything, right? And I was, watching YouTube videos because I was learning English at the time. I was, they seemed fun, and I was trying to say like what these people are saying. And there was this guy, I think his name was Chess Network. He's one of the first like chess YouTubers, and he had the videos with opening traps, right? And one of them was this trap, and they say, if White tries to take this pawn and then takes, and then White can try to be really clever and think that because your knight is pinned to the queen, they can go ahead and take the pawn, and you'd think that White's up a pawn here, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the knight with the knight, and after White takes here on d8, you go with bishop e4 check, and the king is trapped. So the only move for white is to block with the queen, and basically black takes, white takes, and you take the bishop. And if you count the pieces, you have 3 pieces, and the opponent has 2 pieces. So we're up a piece. So yeah, this was one of the first traps I learned as a kid. So yeah. The elephant trap. Oh, she does. Okay. You see, hard to know the person is cultured. You know, she knows the classic beginner traps. Very nice. Okay, I'm glad that she covers the trap because it's really fun for little kids. And yeah, the mainline theory goes something like that, like Queen A5. I used to actually play this opening because obviously when I went to the chess club, you know, I played all my trap openings in the hope that someone would fall, but apparently everyone knew about them. So yeah, I guess that in the chess club they taught like not to fall into traps. So yeah, my openings weren't very successful. Okay, this is kind of some weird theory, I guess. Ooh, e4 is a novelty. Okay, and bishop a6. Yeah, looks like all to play for here still. Let's see. So Ellen played a6. Nice. Okay, I said that's probably the best move, and I'm glad that she played this move because yeah, you see, I can say that. I can maybe play like a 2200 at some point if I think for like 20 minutes in a position, maybe. Okay. But yeah, h6, like it's undermining the pawn structure here, and also using the fact that this h4 pawn is potentially weak. So yeah, we really like this move, I guess. Am I Frederica? No. In case you meant Ellen, no, I'm not. I'm one of her mods. Ellen is playing in a tournament, OTB tournament, like live tournament in India, and we are here commentating and cheering for her. So yeah, that is yeah. Akit versus Screws. Who's the better commentator? I don't know. I saw Screws had a really nice he had 2 boards. He had a really nice board like down in the bottom right, where he saw like the actual position that he analyzed here. I don't know if you guys prefer that or you prefer like to have just one board. I don't know. I think myself I do prefer just one board because then it's kind of, I don't know. I have to look at 2 places at once. But if you guys get confused with one board, maybe I don't know. Next time. I mean, tomorrow will be Scrooge will stream because well, I can't be here, but yeah, just some feedback would be nice for that. Can I send the link? The link for what? The link for the games is the ones Scrooge post. The link for the tournament in general, there should be like a test results link as well. If you go to the broadcast and you click on something like results or standings, you can see it, I think. So yeah, Stockfish FC. Is that like Stockfish Football Club? That'd be funny. Ooh, we're down, by the way. Ooh, Ellen thought 16 minutes for this move. So we're down to about an hour. So what's funny is this guy, Seta Samad Jaikumar, her opponent, he played against Ellen's mom in round 3 or 2. I think it was actually round 2. Because I remember looking at it. Yeah, it must have been the round I was commentating. Yeah, it must have been round 2. And he won. But I wonder if Ellen gave some info like on his openings from that game because we can't see the game. It was not on live board. But it would be interesting because I think she was also black in that game. Although I think like Hamam doesn't really play the Nidorf. I'm not sure, but I don't think she does. 5 wickets for Bumrah. I have no clue what Bumrah is, and I have no clue what a wicket is. So I can't help with it with that comment. Is that like some cricket reference? Like when Screws says something that I don't know about, I always assume it's about cricket because I have no clue about the sport. So yeah. Oh yeah, okay. It is a cricket reference. Okay. Someday I want to learn like the rules of cricket and follow a cricket game. Haven't done that yet. Maybe sometime. Maybe if I visit India, I will go to a cricket game there. Although I'm imagining like it's way too crowded over there. Like because everyone follows cricket, so I guess the stadiums must be like packed. I don't know. Like if you Google like basketball stadiums in Greece, you see like it's literally there have been games that people have been hanging from the stands in basketball games, like in really important games, because there's so many people that want to watch the game, and sometimes it's yeah, I don't know, they're going into dangerous levels to watch the games. But anyway, a wicket is like an out if you're familiar with baseball. I've zero clue about baseball as well. Yeah, I don't really know much about these sports. I'm sorry. I guess it's like the only thing I know is that like you throw the ball and there's like this guy with a bat, right? And so is the out when when he doesn't manage to bat it or not? I don't know. Pog slides for what? Yeah, I don't know. My cricket's commentary is not. Oh, I didn't see the gift subs. Thank you, anonymous gifter. I can't see the subs on Restream. I'm sorry. Thank you, anonymous gifter, for gifting 10 gifted subs to Bucks Lion, Doug Holiday 87, Tricky Rook. Ooh, nice name. Zoomja, Eagle E Ya. Okay. Sui Van Horizon, New Torrents, Nepo Thanos, Beta Wolfie, and Ziv Shiromo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah. I can't see subs and stuff on Restream, so I have Twitch open as well. Hi sir, can we play a game on Lichess? I don't think so because I'm commentating Alan's game. So yeah, I don't think playing random games is what this stream is about. Although maybe if the DGT is down, I don't know. Younghorn. Oh yeah, this guy hasn't been around for a long time. Okay, so Alan's opponent is thinking. I'm watching. I'm watching on Lichess. I'm going to be really sneaky now, right? I'm watching on Lichess, and I saw like on the bottom left of my screen like who is watching, and I saw that at some point among the spectators was GM Talks, which I believe is the YouTube channel of Grandmaster Suneberg Hansen from Denmark. So if he is watching this, hello. But yeah, it's nice to see that. I guess he is also following Alan's game since they're from the same country. Okay, sir. I thought about Bullet. I mean, you can play Bullet in the pool, right? You don't have to play against me. But yeah, you can maybe you know, follow me on Lichess, I don't know, or follow Ellen on Lichess even better, and challenge her. But you can also follow me. My username is Akjet on Lichess, AKJETT, and challenge me there. I don't know if I'm online, we might be able to get again, but not right now because right now it's you know, I'm doing commentary. So yeah. So yeah. So I guess White's now thinking how to deal with this h6, and we didn't look at all like what are White's ideas. We only looked at the bad moves, right? We saw that White cannot take. We saw that if well, we said bishop e3, right? So bishop e3, I think is still kind of logical. But then Black takes on g5. So is there any way to stop that? To stop Ellen from doing that? I guess queen h5. Doesn't look too good though. Yeah, looks a bit. It looks like we're setting ourselves up for trouble. The engine doesn't like it either. Not sure really why. Okay, it unprotects this knight. Don't know if that has to do anything with it. Maybe. Can we go e5 here? Oh, maybe not. I was thinking like e5, knight f5, g6, knight g7, and I guess king f8 traps the knight, right? Because the queen's attacked and the knight's attacked, and yeah, so I guess queen h5 doesn't work because of e5. So yeah, not queen h5. He will not play that. What can he play? I mean, I guess bishop e3 is just a generic developing move. But I think that after h takes g5, black is probably already equalized here. Out of the opening. So yeah, I would be hesitant to play bishop e3. I would try to find a better move. What could that move be? Queen g4 maybe. Yeah, queen g4 seems more. Although again, like again, takes on g5. Yeah, this is the same thing. Like the queen on g4 is not really helping the attack much. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to deal with this h6. I mean, you can play knight f3. I guess. But yeah, that blunders a pawn. So no, we will not play knight f3. How else to protect g5? Yeah, interesting. I don't know. What about b4? Ah, yeah, b4 we looked at as well. b4 we would have to go here, right? And yeah, that doesn't really change the general situation on the king side. So you'd still have to think about what to do. But I guess what you can do is like takes. At least, you know, weaken black's pawn structure, and then you can continue with some move like this. I don't know. But again, like the thing is, you're not really preventing this, and if you go to kind of this. Okay, I know this pawn is weak, but again, I really like black's black structure here because these pawns are going to be overextended. Now here, maybe there is another move, right? Maybe we can play something like c4 and start attacking the a4 pawn, or even better. How maybe okay, just c3 even. Problem is this pawn is also going to become weak no matter what. Like if c4, Uh, I may be able to start attacking the pawn myself, like a queen c7 or something. I don't know, or knight b6, which also defends the pawn. So yeah, b4 is definitely an idea to displace this knight. b4, then she should play e5 maybe. What? Okay, I didn't think about that. Wow, e5. That looks very strange. No, I don't like that, because you see the problem. Okay, e5 does counterattack the knight, but the problem is the knight goes to f5, and now this is a really strong square for the knight, and this pawn is attacked, this pawn is attacked, and this knight is still attacked. So yeah, so e5 looks a bit doesn't look too good, I would say. You're weakening some squares, right? You're weakening the f5 square in particular. Here, maybe here and bishop b2, you're saying. Yeah, that makes more sense, actually, than bishop b3. So you're using the b4 move you played to go on this diagonal. But I don't see the threat. Like, I would still take here. It's hard to deal with this as white, I think, because it's very forcing, right? You cannot, if you go like this, you're weakening the e5 square. I have a really nice outpost for my knight, and I'm also blocking your ideas with the bishop. So, and if you take with the h pawn, which I think is most likely, I'm trading rooks, and there is no attack here, and then I'm gonna start like attacking all these weak pawns. And okay, my pawn on a4 is weak, sure, but if these pawns fall, this pawn start dropping, then first of all, white's king is gonna be very weak, and secondly, these pawns are going to become very, very menacing. And okay, even if you win this pawn on a4, you still have to push your queenside pawns. It's not like you're making a passed pawn. Like if I take the e pawn, then this pawn's can already start going forward. So in general, white has a lot of problems dealing with his h6, basically. GM. Oh, good morning, I guess. I was like, what? Hello, much. Hello, welcome. Engines approved knight f5 so equal. There was some other move than knight f5 of 3-5. I mean, yeah, if you want to look at engine, okay, we can try and find the best move. I don't know. So after e5, there was another move. Ooh, maybe you can just take. I don't know. Takes, queen takes. Is that good enough? I mean, I'm attacking g7. There's multiple moves that are good for white here. Yeah, this is about +1. So this is also work. If I take here, then you lose g7, and you're into something. I mean, there is no need to go with e5. Like e5 is a very weakening move. Now we can just go to the corner. That is more than fine, I think. But b4 is definitely an interesting try. Maybe white will play it. We will leave it up to white to see what he will come up with. When I was talking to Screws in Discord earlier, I had just come from a night out. Ooh. Wait, a night out that ends at 10 a.m. or so. Nice. Okay. Hope you had fun. Interesting that you're like, okay, I just was partying until early morning. Then okay, let's just watch Twitch. I don't know. Seems kind of strange. Like if I was doing the same, I'd probably sleep for like 12 hours or something. Go big or go home. Nice, nice. I like the mentality. Um, okay, is DTT down? So I was saying, okay, let's do the magic trick to get moves again, right? I was saying, how do you see? Oh, did we get a move? No, we didn't. Okay, yeah. So I was say like, White's been thinking for about what, like 21 minutes at this point. 21 minutes. That's a lot of time. Uh, so we go to other boards and we see, okay, here White's been thinking for about 23 minutes. So that's already a bit suspicious, right? We go to this board. Okay, here White played 2 minutes ago. Interesting. We go to this board. Yeah, White's been thinking for about 20 minutes. Here. Okay, there's just been a move here. So some boards have just moved. Okay, I'm sorry for just going for random games. So it's, I don't know, it's inconclusive. It's inconclusive if Frigidity is down or not. Because it's definitely not in all boards, but strange that the one hasn't moved yet. What else is Friday night for other than partying, and what else is Saturday morning for other than watching Ellen? I like the mentality. I'd rather play white here. Really? I think I'd rather play black here. Even though the engine proudly claims plus 0.5. I think black is easier to play. So I see your statement that you play white and you lose, and I'd say the same for black. Like, I'd rather play black here and I'd probably lose with black. But yeah. GM Fozy is losing? Ooh. Well, he's not. Okay. I wouldn't say losing, but his pawns are a bit ugly. What opening was that? What? I've never seen this before. Okay, so white. It seems like white tricked black here somehow. Because, okay, this is like the 4 knights, but the pawn is on c5 instead of e5. So it's like some kind of hybrid Rossolimo thing. And then we played e5. Ooh, fancy. I like it. So it looks like the GM was actually tricked here. Because this is definitely good for white. And yeah, now the pawns are bad. Queen e2. Well, I might actually pick up this opening. This is why I like commentating, you know, this. It's exactly like this kind of level. You can find like very interesting ideas. But it won't be the top GM, so nobody will know about them, right? And sometimes this like 23, 2400s, or 2200s, 2500s, they have very interesting prep, which you can steal. E6, bishop f4, bishop d6, bishop g3. So white has ruined black's pawn structure, and yeah, white is much better here. This knight is looking very nice on e5. Very nice. Okay, let's look at this a little bit again. So this is like normal Sicilian, right? And then knight c3. So I guess knight f6 here is not so great. But what does black play? Like, what do you play here if you're a Sveshnikov player? I guess you go with e5 immediately. But that again does weaken some squares. You're like, okay, you're preventing d4, but I don't know, bishop c4 could be an idea maybe. I don't know. This is interesting. Like, if you're playing against, I mean, I play this Sveshnikov myself. I have no clue what I would play here as black. I would have to prepare against that. You see, I might play knight f6 and then get tricked the same way as this guy did. Apparently d6 is kind of bad here as well. queen c7 is the main line, and then some kind of, yeah, this looks more like a Rossolimo style position. Anyway, so this is interesting if you're an e4 player. I'd rather be white here. Okay, let's go back to Alan's game, by the way. Yeah, let's not just go to random games. I'd rather be white here because I'd rather play Alan than someone I don't know. Nice. Are you all going to be here at 5 a.m.? No. I mean, maybe if I have a really late night. But I do have an OTB game at like 10:30. So yeah, I don't know if it's very smart to not sleep until 5. Who is someone is messaging me at Leeches. Okay, I'm not responding. I'm streaming right now. Is my game on a digital board? No. It's probably like the furthest away from it. It's literally like the kind of a competition for those who are not playing in the league. Because right now, the minor leagues are happening in Greece. So our team is like in the first division. There's like the second to sixth division happening, and there is a cap for the people who are not playing. But also, our team from the first division can also play in this cup. So we're kind of playing, just warm up games basically. Hello, Hannah. Welcome. Good evening, I guess, in Australia. A silly goose master. Ooh, I have to say, like someone gifted me a sub to Hannah, and she has really nice emotes. I have to say, like I was seeing her emotes, being spammed in other chats, and I was like, yeah, this girl has really cool emotes. So now I can use them as well. That is good. Yeah, we don't really know. Like the DGT might be wrong, or the opponent is just having a really long think and just doesn't know what to do against h6. It's one or the other. Yeah, it's a bit strange. It's a bit strange. Imagine like if you get like 10 moves for both sides, and then I have to analyze everything. And then it won't be over before the game's over or something. I don't know. Or even worse, they agree to draw in the middle of the game. So yeah, lots of stuff. By the way, Hannah, have you met with Ellen? I'm not sure. Maybe you met in Portugal, right? Because I was like, how does she know her? I was like, what? Like, if Hannah's in Australia and Ellen's in Denmark, like, where's the connection, right? But I guess, yeah, because remember you were coming to Europe to play some tournaments, and maybe you met her there, yeah. Ah, they play the same tournament. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm starting to get annoyed at this guy for not moving. Or annoyed at the transmission, I don't know. Because he's been thinking for like 30 minutes. So we have the same position for 30 minutes. I don't really know what to say. But okay, I'll just say that we hope that this is... Actually, we hope that this is not a digit error and that he's actually thinking for 30 minutes, because that means that he has no clue what to do. So yeah. Let's see, what can we do? We can watch some other game. We can watch. Oh, this game is also in the same position. Ah, Okay, so I guess the DGT has to be down, right? There's no way that the GM is thinking for 32 minutes here. And this should be... No, this is not complicated position. Surely. Well, some boards are working. Some boards are not working. This is my thing. It would also be really funny if, you know, the DGT breaks entirely and you've just been watching a guy rambling about random things for an hour and watching just the clock go down to 0 in the same position. That would be also really, I don't know if really funny or chat, but yeah, or sad, but yeah. Maybe I can play a simul against chat. Can I look at all the moves possible? This way I will not miss any line after the DGT error is fixed. I mean, I already looked at enough lines, I think. Okay, if the DGT error, if the DGT board is absolutely broken, I might do that. I don't know. I don't know if Ellen would like her stream to be spoiled by my terrible games, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, hello. Her opponent is on track to flag if they're taking 30 minutes. That's true, yeah. Enough? Chat demands more? Oh no. Okay, so, okay, let's see. Okay, I will do. So we said that black cannot play here because we take the pawn. And basically we have a threat of taking on g5, right? They can also not play g6 because we take the pawn again. We looked at b4. We said this is a possible move. We said that kicks the knight, and we would probably play here. And then they can take, and try and play something like, I don't know, like bishop b2, bishop e3, or some other move like queen f3, I don't know, queen g4 maybe. But in all these positions, basically our plan is to just take on g5 and trade the rooks, and we have a fine position because white can't really attack us. They don't have enough pieces, and these pawns are going to be targets for the rest of the game, and black is fine. Okay, so thank you, my bow Magnus Curie. You managed to get moves on the board. So b4 has been played, apparently. See, you know, I am talking about this position, and immediately moves are played. So knight a4, knight takes a4, b takes a4, and as white to move again, and white plays the surprising move, short castles. What? Why would you ever consider that move? I mean, okay, I guess he didn't like the trade of rooks after hg, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna castle. There's not gonna be any trade of rooks. So my boy Magnus was correct. We didn't look at enough moves because I never would have expected this move. And he actually thought, for how long? He actually thought for 32 minutes. Unless the clocks are also messed up, but I don't know. So Ellen is like 20 minutes up here on the clock, if the clocks are correct, which is great news. And also this position looks kind of weird for white. Like, why is your king there without any pawns? It's uncovered. I don't know. The computer says it's about equal. But we can't trust the computer, right? Can I trust this guy's analysis? That's a good question. I don't know. Honestly, we'll see. You can help me analyze. You can suggest some moves. White seems aggressive. It's brave, yeah. Yeah, white seems aggressive, then they castle like into their own. Like they push all the pawns. Black has not castled, so I don't really know what they are attacking. And then they castle into that, so I don't know. So yeah, how about just taking the pawn? It's the most obvious move. Like, how exactly is white gonna respond to that? I guess like this, right? Because if you take like this, first of all, this pawn is hanging. Secondly, this square is maybe even more important than the pawn. Like this beautiful square for a knight. And the h file is also gonna be very weak. So I guess takes, yeah, like this. And then you're gonna try to make an argument that, okay, the rook is being really scary here, but there's no other pieces that can join this guy at the moment. Ellen did take on g5 the way, and the opponent immediately takes back with a pawn, with the h pawn. So this is the current position. But I mean, like, having an open h file against your own king, like, I would be constantly scared here as white. I don't know. This looks good for black to me. And there is more like open. There's this diagonal that's also looking at the black king. Which, by the way, we have a dark square bishop that we could use potentially at some point. We have a queen that we could use. Can actually immediately put it on b6. And yeah, like, these pawns are really not really doing much. Like, maybe in the very near future, maybe g6 for white could be an idea. Like, try and damage the pawn structure a little bit. If black takes, then you maybe go with queen g4 and you start attacking all of this. Or even better, you can take on e6. So maybe there is some kind of plan here. Actually, I wonder if we can go here to just stop this idea. That would be a move I would consider. Because g6 from white looks kind of scary. Like, if we play like queen b6, then I wonder if this has any memory. Although this just blunders a piece, yeah? So maybe not. But bishop e3, I guess. And then white is threatening this. Some kind of stuff like that as well. And it's a bit scary. So g6 I actually really like here for Ellen. Also could give a rook a support square on h5 if we ever need it, like if there's something like bishop b2, harassing a rook or something. We can play rook there, or we can block in other ways as well, but yeah, just saying. So yeah, g6 is a nice move, I think. Also kind of stopping this f5. So, you know, fixing the pawns, which are weak as well. Yeah, another move to consider, maybe rook c8, some developing move. Taking control of the c file, also attacking this weak pawn. This is another line that is gonna be used by black. Like, in general, black has very, very good position here, I think. Am I stolen Ellen's account? Well, I think I didn't directly gain permission to stream on her account. So if Screws is has a really clever plan, then maybe the answer to that is yes. But as far as I know, no, I'm not stealing anything. Like, Ellen has allowed this. Can we go e5 ever? Where's the tournament? That tournament is in India. Yeah, I know it's a joke. Thank you. Can we go e5? I don't really like this e5. Again, the f5 square is very weak. I'm gonna keep repeating that. But yeah, I've said this like 10 times during the stream. I don't really like giving up the f5 square here for this knight, because the whole point of this structure is to control the squares in the 5th rank, right? If we play e5, first of all, white can open the e file. That is, I think. But secondly, the f file. Sorry. Secondly, this knight goes to f5, and yeah, I know that I might not be making the best moves, but basically we don't want to weaken this square. That's the thing. So e5, I don't think is a that. Maybe if we play g6, we could consider going with e5 now. Because now it's a whole different story. Like if white plays bishop e3, let's say, right? Maybe here we can consider this. And this is a whole different story because now the knight cannot go here. And this also opens up possibilities of going the bishop and attacking g5. So this e5 plan I could see working in this fashion. So the more I see that, like, I think g6 is a really good move. And would you believe it? Ellen is playing it. Like, would you believe? She is playing the best move again. I'm thinking of queen c7 and then long castle trying to double up on the h file. Ooh. So Magnus Curie has some really aggressive ideas of doing like this, and then potentially long castle, then rook h5, and then the other rook to h8. Yeah, that could be a long-term plan. That could be a long-term plan. But I really like this move g6. Like, this is a great move because it stops white's own plan of g6. It stops the long-term plan of f5 as well. And it prepares the move e5, which was what Screws is suggesting. So yeah, we're doing very, very well here. I would say we're even slightly better. Well, the engine agrees, at least. And yeah, my human evaluation is that black is better here. I don't know. Like, white's pieces look very uncoordinated. I didn't like the short castle move. I don't know if he did that like to surprise Ellen or anything, but yeah. And we're also 15 minutes up on the clock. So things are looking good. Things are looking good. And yeah. We'll have to see how this continues. Because there's still a long game ahead of us. So yeah. You wanted to undermine g5. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is actually a really nice plan. Now, the only weakness of g6, so when you're, it's easy to do that when you're commentating, but when you're playing a game, right, and you're making such moves, especially with pawn moves, but all the moves as well, sometimes it's very good to apply, you know, kind of a logic of, you know, what was my opponent's last move, right? So let's say you're white in this position. My opponent's last move was g6. Okay. So what drawback does this move have? What could I potentially exploit about this move? Like, what possibilities does this move open up for me that weren't there before, right? And you might be able to see that this diagonal is now open. So maybe a thought here would be to go with bishop to b2 for white and just try and look at this rook and, you know, hope that Ellen is somehow not careful and plays like rook c8, and then yeah, this would be completely winning for white because the queen is attacked and the rook is attacked, and we are losing a lot of material. So white might try this this sneaky move. Unfortunately for him, though, that weakens g5 even more. So I think the plan of e5 is even stronger after bishop e2. So I think Ellen has seen this move. And she's thinking that, okay, I'll just go e5, and my position is great. So yeah, this kind of thinking usually could lead to you finding good moves. Uh, on the other hand, another thing you could do here as white is to try and see what, okay, black is, my opponent is threatening this move, so how can I prevent that? And let's see, how can white prevent the move e5, or at least make it not so strong? I don't really see it. Again, there's a big problem here, because knight f3 is not possible because we just win a pawn. If you try something like queen g4, that doesn't really help. Because even if, okay, you're not losing a pawn, but this knight is going to be extremely strong here. And now this pawn is also very weak. This pawn is very weak. My rook is coming here. And this pawn is... I don't think you can actually protect it a third time. So I'm going to attack it a third time. The only thing that I can see that could protect it is this knight, which we can take immediately. So black is winning a pawn here. So queen g4 doesn't work. Bishop b2 doesn't work. I'm not sure what white could try here. If you play something like rook e1, again, just e5. I mean, this e5 is actually really, really strong. Queen d2, maybe? I don't know. Why would queen d2 be a good move, though? Maybe just bishop e3 is the best move. I mean, if you don't, if you can't prevent something, just develop your pieces. So yeah, I guess bishop e3 is the best move. And Ellen's opponent's really getting low on time, yeah? He has just 36 minutes. We're just on move 17, so it's basically just right out of the opening. And he's already used like the majority of his time. So yeah, that is that's great news. Like Ellen's handling this position great so far. So I guess, yeah, given the evil bar, like the best move has to be this. And then we go e5. And now I assume that our opponent just moves the knight back somehow, like 92. But doesn't that lose a pawn? No, that loses a pawn. So not 92 then. Takes, I guess. Then we take with the knight. Makes sense. I mean, I can't see why black is not better here. Like, white has a bunch of weak pawns. Black has one weak pawn that's defended twice and attacked only once. No, actually not even attacked. The queen's not directly attacking. So white is a lot of weak pawns. I don't see any tactics. Like, maybe there are some tactics that could potentially work, but white's pieces are not really well placed for tactics to work. So yeah, I think that black is just better here. Akir saying Screw's movie is strong is better than Magnus saying Ellen is strong. I mean, Screws is a really strong player. Like he's not to be underestimated. He's like you know, he has been constantly rising his rating. I think he's like now above 2000 in Unleash's rating. I remember when first knew of Cruz, he was like a 17, 1800 Unleashes. So he's gained a lot of rating. Well, he's definitely gained more than I have gained in the past few years. So yeah, he's improving. You should not underestimate Scrooge's suggestions, I think. By the way, interesting trivia. Do you remember the game where Ellen beat a GM in round two? I don't know if many people know that. So Ellen did beat GM Sayantan Das in round two, and well, she basically told me afterwards that, like, you know, the opponent offered me a draw, uh, and the move that it turns out that the move that he offered a draw in was the move that he actually blundered, which is funny, and of course, you know, it goes like in a long conversation about trophies and whether you should accept. And I was yesterday on Maripan's stream, and she was also talking. You know, oh, my opponent offered me a draw, and you know, I don't really want to accept draws, but what if my opponent's high rated, and so on and so forth. And I was like, you know, you have one chance to beat a really strong player. You should not be distracted. Like you should treat a trophy as just a way that the opponent is trying to distract you, basically. And the way to go is just, you know, just play a move and say, let's play on or something. I don't know. And if the position is a draw, it will become a draw anyway. Like you can make repetition or something. I don't know. If you want to make a draw, you can make some repetition or anything. So my stance on draw offers is like never offer draws and never accept draws. Unless it's like, okay, if it's rook against rook, maybe I will. But in general, yeah, you shouldn't do that. That was my and why I was connecting it to this game. Like I was saying, what if like the opponent, because okay, it's clear that black is better here, right? We've established that much. What if the opponent like offers a draw at some point here? And I think Ellen would not accept. Like, why would I accept from a player that I have outplayed so far and am better, and he is clearly afraid of me because he's offering a draw, right? In a worse position. So yeah, just don't fear the opponent's rating is basically the takeaway from this game. Like even if you're playing against a GM, as Ellen was playing in this game, or a strong IM as he's playing in this game, you should learn from her and not take any draw first. And in fact, consider that the move that accompanies the draw for, because in OTB chess, you have to make a move before you offer a draw. The move that accompanies the draw for is often a bad move, so you could consider that as well. And hello, Rictex. I'm not sure if I said that, but hello, welcome. So yeah, that is something to be said. I'm gonna make an arrow here that we're planning this move, and I think, well, I have to make a phone call in a minute, so I think I'll be right back. And oh, okay, we have some moves. Okay, so the opponent played bishop b2. So the opponent is following what we said earlier, like this drawback theory, that play on the drawbacks of the previous move. So he's seeing like the open diagonal, and he's like, okay, let's do that. But I think that this move, we can also do the drawback theory ourselves, and we think like bishop c1 to b2 unprotects the g5 pawn, weakens this diagonal, weakens the g5 pawn, right? So that makes our plan even stronger. We go with e5, and now the g pawn is just hanging. So after a move like f, e5, if we take with the knight, we can actually also take with the pawn, because that also forces the knight back, and then we just win a pawn. So this is basically a pawn sacrifice after e5, right? Because we win a pawn by force here. There's no way that that white's protecting that pawn. Now, you might think that it's just a free pawn, but at some point I think that maybe white is doing this to open up some lines for his pieces. You see, if we take this pawn, the g file is gonna open. Now you might think like, isn't that good for us because white's king is on the g file? Yeah, probably. That's why the engine likes it so much for black. But white is trying to create some practical chances, I think. Like you move, his pieces. Although it's really hard to say where, because we're controlling everything, right? The queen can't go to f3. The queen can't go to g4. This bishop is blocked. This rook, okay, what can he do? Sacrifice an f7? We just take with a knight. Like, this knight on e5 is the backbone of black's position here. It's really strong. It cannot be kicked off by a pawn. And we are attacking the g5 pawn, which can't be defended. So, yeah. So e5, I think, is really, really strong move here for black. And I'm sure Ellen will well, I'm not sure she will play it, but I'm sure it's the first move she will calculate, and there is a really good chance that she will also think the same as me. She'll think that this is really good and play it. So yeah. Blunder alert. It's not really a blunder, to be honest. I mean, it's a logical move. I wouldn't call it a blunder. I would call it an inaccuracy, maybe. I wouldn't call it blunder. Like, blunder is something, blunders a piece. Even at this level, and especially such a chaotic position, I wouldn't call this a blunder. Like, okay, it's a normal move. Quad 25, yeah, exactly. Okay, so as I said, I have to make a phone call, so I will be right back. I better make this quick, because there's about to be some action. And yeah, see you in about like 2-3 minutes, maybe. And Scrooge can entertain the chat until then, surely. And so yeah, I will be right back. Hopefully, Ellen will have moved by then. But yeah, see you soon. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, well, I shouldn't say welcome because I'm the one coming back. But yeah, sorry for that. We're back. We're back, and I see some moves have been made. So let's see. Let's see. Wow, I'm back. I leave for like 10 minutes. We were waiting like 30 minutes in a move. I leave for like 10 minutes. And there's like four moves. Okay. E5 has been played. Uh, so yeah, Ellen does go for the best move. And okay, let's see. So the opponent didn't want to take and have his pawn structure ruined. He played knight to e2. Okay. And that is probably his idea, right? Yeah, okay, that's his idea. Like, he's using the pin of the bishop against the rook. So now we cannot take an f4 because of this pin. So temporarily we are kind of prevented from that. Of course, since the pawns are like that, it still will happen eventually, and white cannot take on e5 either, because that will also break his own structure, and g5 will be hanging. So Alan is like, okay, let's just keep the tension. Queen b6. Developing the queen with check, using that weak diagonal, using the fact that this knight left the d4 square. So again, this drawback thing, right? So what's the drawback of knight dropping back? So now this move is now check, and white has to, because we're also controlling the h file, which is an empty file, but it still has a major role here. We're forcing white to play. It's actually forced. Rook f2 is now their move, and now Ellen plays the very calm move, rook to h7, just getting out of the pin and preparing e takes f4. Also potentially, if this diagonal closes down, let's say white takes, then potentially also preparing the other rook to come to h8. And white has played the move knight to c3. So he's like, okay, I know that eventually my pawn structure is gonna get ruined over here, but I'm repositioning my knight. So he is going to c3, and I'm repositioning my knight. I'm attacking the a4 pawn, and I'm also threatening to jump into this square on d5. So white definitely is not without ideas and stuff like that. It's not like, you know, we're playing by ourselves. Our opponent also has some merits to what he's doing. Would I care to vote on the poll? Comment on the poll. Wait, what? What is this? I can't see that poll. I think. Can I? Who is the lucky person getting Aket's phone call? No, I was actually calling my sister. So none of them are true. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was actually calling my sister because she wanted something done for. I was doing something for her, and then I was basically telling her that I can't do it until after the stream. So yeah, none of the options are correct. But anyway, and yeah, it looks like this game is going to go for a while, because yeah, white's not gonna, of course, you know, just 2440 player is not gonna just allow Ellen to do whatever she wants on the board and you know, surrender easily. I mean, this is the kind of position that if Ellen, I think, if she was playing against a weaker player, she would win quite quickly, I think. Because white has many weaknesses. But he's basically ignoring them, which is something that really strong players are often doing. And this whole plan with knight e2, knight c3, I can understand why White thought for so long, right? It's not easy moves to find, and he's kind of ignoring his own weaknesses and playing on his strengths. Like he's trying to create counterplay to attack this pawn, to go over here, to to try and do his own thing, and hope that it's enough to counter what Ellen is doing on the king side. So how the tables have turned, right? In the beginning, right? Like, I don't know, move 10 or so. White is the one attacking on the king side, and black is, pushing b5, more queenside oriented. Here we are in move 21, and it's black who is probably having the best prospects on the king side. This pin, this open file, we're attacking here. This bishop's also looking down there. And white is actually the one looking to do stuff on the queen side, like the a4 pawn, playing for the d5 square. So it's kind of an interesting battle, and yeah, it's really a great game. I'm very lucky. I think I've gotten to commentate on two very nice games so far, at least. And I'm sure there is. I mean, we're still on the early middle game, so there's still more to come. Yeah. Can we play queen e3 and take on e4? Well, take on e4, assuming the knight moves. So queen e3. Let's look at that. So Scrooge is suggesting this. I don't really know what the point is. Because, okay, you said take e4, assuming the knight moves, but is the knight forced to move? Why would the knight move? So that you would execute your plan. Because you'd say, like, what else? I guess you meant, like, I don't know, if the knight takes here, then we can take here. I guess that was Scrooge, that was what Scrooge wanted. Yeah, I guess that's possible. Although here it says that black is winning with a different move. No clue which move that is. This position is suddenly getting very tactical. Which means I might be tempted to use the engine soon. But here, okay, black is winning apparently. So it doesn't really like to take the pawn. Maybe EF could be. No, that's equal. Okay. I don't know. Queen e3 is definitely interesting, although I'm not sure. Like, why would we put the queen here? Like, I'm not convinced that the queen is better on e3 than on b6. Although maybe I just didn't look at it properly. So let's look again. Like, what move could we make here? I mean, what I'm generally saying is that it doesn't really matter if we are down a pawn in this position, right? Because we have so many open lines. So maybe the computer just wants to just play for these open lines. Just go like rook c8 or something. I don't know. Wow, it is actually rook c8. Wow. So the knight can't return to c3. That is a point. Yeah. And black has a lot of piece activity here. So maybe queen e3 has a point. I will give Scrooge that. But what if white like kicks away or piece like queen e2 or something? Although queen e2, no, queen e2 is not correct because yeah, it just like this endgame is always good for black. Yeah. But okay, definitely an interesting move. If we allow knight takes a4, we have to move the queen anyway, so let's think about where the king goes. Ooh, okay. E takes f. Mas, you're playing like our streamer here. E takes f. That was the move Ellen went for. E takes f4. Simply, going on with her plan. And the opponent pretty quickly goes knight d5. So he didn't even want to attack the a4 pawn. It was just a distraction. He just wanted the d5 square. And to be honest, I can understand. Like, this pawn seems so irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Like, yeah, you're grabbing a random pawn on a. It's like black is using that as bait to lure the knight away. And now black would just crush white on the king side. Like, this pawn is hanging, so we're not even going to be down. In fact, we're going to be up a pawn soon. And we're just crossing back. Like, this knight is coming here, the rook's coming here, or even it could also come here. And yeah, this pawn just seems a bit out of the action. So instead, white goes for knight d5, and Ellen quickly snaps the knight out of the board. And it's like, yeah, we don't want any of that. We don't want any of that. Strong knight on d5. Now we have the only horsey on the board, which is a good thing, I guess. How is white going to recapture? I assume with the queen. I do not see why would he not go queen takes. That also attacks the rook. This is really open position. He can also take with the pawn, but that looks a bit bad because you're blocking your own queen, you're blocking your own bishop, and you're really closing lines instead of opening them, which I guess is what black white eventually wants to do. Like, here, can we even take on g5? I think we can, and just be 2 pawns up. And our king can even just go to d8, because you close this so much. Our king is very safe on the d file because it's never going to be opened. And we're slowly but surely nurse our 2 pawns advantage to victory here. So I'm sure that white's going to take with the queen. I'm not sure why he is thinking. Maybe there's an in-between move like bishop d4. Could this be an idea? No, right? Because then you cannot take with the queen anymore. So queen takes d5 has to be played, and it is played indeed. And now our rook's attacked. So I guess rook c8. Yep. And Ellen plays rook c8 immediately. So Ellen's moving quite fast. I like that. She's keeping her time advantage, and she's obviously seen that from before. So she's doing really nice. I really like her handling in the position so far. And one thing that I've noticed is that this position is really true to her style. Like, she really likes this kind of chaotic positions. It's like the one she beat a GM from, right? It's pieces hanging everywhere, and somehow you're finding a tactic your opponent is just getting crushed. So the positional background is there as well, obviously. Like in the opening, she was playing for all these weaknesses that white made on the king side, but now there is, the board has really opened up, and there is firing board. By the way, we're threatening this pawn because the rook is pinned. And this is a really big threat. Like, if white does something random here, like, I don't know, something that does not defend the pawn, let's say rook b1 or something, then takes on c2 is really strong, because we're not only taking a pawn, which would be a second, we're already up one, but also attacking this rook twice now, and the opponent will have to go here, let's say, and then we can take a free bishop or something. I don't know. Maybe bishop d4 defense for now. But yeah, this is really an amazing position for black. We're just 2 pawns up. We're trading rooks soon. This pawn will also fall if the queen goes here. So yeah, white's definitely cannot allow the c2 pawn to be taken. Yeah, we're always like on the offensive. We're keeping the initiative. We're up a pawn and have the initiative. So that is That is great. Now, does white have any compensation? Yes. Our king is never gonna castle. So white now knows black's king's address, basically. Uh, so he knows that this king's gonna stay in the center and can start, bringing pieces to attack the center. Moreover, these pawns are a bit weak, as is this pawn. So although Ellen is a pawn up, her pawns are not the most amazing in the world. It's her pieces that are actually, bringing her the advantage mostly. Like this rook is very active in the H file. This queen is very active on this diagonal. This other rook also very active on a semi-open file. And these minor pieces are about to spring into the action soon. So yeah, so as Mas is saying, wins piece activity from 8 but concedes a bit in the center. That is a really nuanced take on the position. I like it. I like it a lot. Hello, 10 Makeout. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Alan's channel. Yeah. Pog, I just won a 3+2 game when my clock never went below 3 minutes. Ooh. Was it like an opening trap? Or something? Or did you just play extremely fast? You play like 20 moves of theory and then your opponent blundered or something. I don't know. So yeah, a really good position. Really good position. Really exciting. And what's even more exciting for us here cheering for Ellen is that the opponent has only 20 minutes. And I can't, for the life of God, imagine me, at least, calculating this position in 20 minutes. Like, I'd probably think at least 15 minutes and then play a random blunder with 5 minutes on the clock. Like, yeah, there's so much going on, and every move you make will have, like, great implications on the position. I'm not even sure what the opponent could do. Like, okay, obviously the c2 pawn is hanging, right? So we have to do something about that. But now, who do you want to make a move like rook c1? Doesn't this looks a little bit too passive to me? And furthermore, it also looks like, okay, we're setting up ourselves for this. We're setting up ourselves for, I don't know, stuff like queen e3 maybe. In fact, can we go with queen e3? Yeah, queen e3 looks very, very strong now. Because now the bishop can't move. And what we might be able to do is even go with something like bishop d8 to b6. Could be an idea. Or even, yeah, we can go knight e5. Yeah, knight e5 is actually very strong because the bishop cannot take, as I said. So knight e5 and either knight d3 or knight f3 or knight g4. So yeah, rook c1 is really, really passive. So I don't like that. The queen e3 plan is actually, yeah, this I like more and more what Screw said. As I said before, Screw is suggesting some strong moves. So yeah. Oh, he's roasting me for that. Yeah, he's roasting me for not liking queen e3. Opponent played a friend, so they were lost for move 1. I mean, I wanted to say that, like, Ellen used to play the friends, right? When I actually, okay, yeah, I don't think she's watching the stream afterwards, right? Surely not. So the first time I met her in Denmark, she was playing chess, right? She was playing some guy in a chess club, like, friendly game, a blitz game. And I looked at her position and I couldn't help myself, like, from laughing. Like, her position, she had the most blocked bishop I have ever seen in my life. Like, literally, like, her bishop was on c8. There were pawns on a6, e6, f5, I believe, b5, and white pawns like that. So the bishop couldn't move. And the c file was open. And the opponent made a really weird exchange sack. I think he sacrificed the rook for this bishop. And I really wanted to make a joke to tell the opponent, like, why are you giving a rook for a pawn? But, okay, I didn't know the opponent. I thought this would be quite rude. So I didn't. But that was what I thought. So, yeah. So from this player, like, who played the Friends, and, okay, Friends is working for some people. It's not a terrible opening. No one will clip that, right? Okay, I'm sure no one will. It's not a terrible opening, but it's okay. It's very positional opening. Not very open positions, right? And since Ellen is like very tactical player, and see, I think she does really well in these open positions. So I really like the Najdorf is much more to her style than the French. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And you can see that this game, like she's basically outplaying an IM with black, like from pretty much from the start. Like the opponent actually made a novelty, and instead of the opponent, getting the pressure, it's Ellen who is attacking the opponent. So this novelty is, well, either the novelty is really bad, which I don't think so, because Svidler played it, Caruana played it, Nepo played it. It can't be that bad, right? Or the opponent is just getting outplayed. So yeah, this really speaks to good choice of openings is important. Anyway, by the way, one of Ellen's previous opponents, Saha Nilash, has won his game already. So we already have we actually have quite a few results in the four results in the top 20 board. I see that both of Ellen's previous opponents who were finished, they both won. Shaha Nilash and Audi Ameya. So I guess that means good tie breaks for her. It could be important. Yeah, it's not a novelty. Sorry for the wrong terminology. I mean, I like a sideline, a rare move. That was what I said. Yeah. I'm sorry for using novelty in the wrong context. But yeah, I meant like a rare line. Like this is meant to be an opening surprise, I guess. But see how this very well is what I'm saying. Yeah. So. And the opponent is down to 14 minutes. So we are, we are eagerly waiting for him to make a move. And I don't know. Like Rook C1 we said is bad, right? How else to defend the C2 pawn? You can, of course, you can move back your queen to somewhere like D3. Okay, D3 just begs for 95 to be played though. Like this is just automatic for me, at least. And I'm sure if it's for me, then Ellen can definitely find it. So yeah, this is completely good for black. I don't know if it's winning, but I don't really know. Like, I don't think you want to draw back your queen, right? I don't think you want to play that queen d2 because again, 95. Knight's gonna come here is very strong. So I guess you want to keep the queen on d5. Maybe king f1. I was thinking. To get out of the pin. But then, okay, this is a bit scary. Worst case, actually, I can just go queen b5 check and just go into this endgame. And first of all, I'm fixing my pawns. This pawn is extremely weak. You cannot take here because c2 is hanging. I'm taking on g5 next. My knight is coming to e5. My knight is coming to c4. It's completely winning for black. So as I said, like this position is on the verge of collapsing for white. Bishop d4 might be a move, I think. That could be interesting. Because that breaks the pin. And it also is kind of an active move. What would I play here as black? Maybe queen b5 again. Like this, the thing is like, okay, black is attacking, but the endgame is not terrible. Like, surely this endgame is good for black. Okay, maybe white's not forced to take, but computer doesn't really like my idea of queen b5. Okay. Where does the queen go then? c6? Well, not c6 either. What am I missing? Are there any other squares? b8? Really? Is it so good that you want to go to b8? There's no way, right? Yeah, b8 cannot be b8. Am I missing some extremely crazy move? Like knight c5, I don't know. Queen c7, right? Yeah, this is probably what I'm missing. Yeah, queen c7, just keeping the queens on the board. Maybe going for queen c4 in the future. Maybe just going for just knight e5, yeah? Just supporting the knight going into its correct place. So yeah, just keeping the queens on, just keeping the tension. I understand this. So yeah, bishop d4 could be an idea. It's not the best move. Maybe white wants to play like c4. Could that be the best move? c4. I mean, white has made a lot of pawn moves. The c pawn is the only pawn that hasn't moved, so why not? But oh, Mas also asking about c4. Okay. Yeah, c4 is interesting. c4 is interesting. Maybe it's a good move. Yeah, maybe it's white's like best chance here because okay, we're blocking kind of the c file. Maybe we're threatening this. I don't know. What would I play here? Okay, again, screws a move queen e3. Maybe it's interesting. Could be considered. Another move that I wanted to maybe consider is queen c7, but that looks a bit more defensive-minded. Which I don't think this position we can actually afford with our king in the center. So maybe, yeah, maybe it's, I don't know. Can we even sacrifice a pawn 95? Or is that too much? I guess that's too much. It takes. We can take here. Okay, c4 has been played. So he did go for c4. He has 10 minutes on the clock. And it's now Ellen to move again and find the best. So 95, the engine didn't like. I guess because maybe c5, yeah, after 95, that is the problem. Yeah, this c5, there is a lot of counterplay for white that we cannot take because this knight is hanging. So we have to move the queen, and that is not so good. Queen c6, for instance. I think this actually even on the verge. Oh, wait, did I blunder something? Ah, no, wait. How is this winning for white? I'm blind. This is cd6. Yeah. Yeah, because this is threatened. Okay, so takes, and now the bishop is threatened on e7, and the knight's threatened on e5. So we're losing a piece. So that we cannot afford to do. c4 has been, so queen e3, I guess. Now we should listen to screws and go with our active queen, and that also prevents our queen being shut down from potentially from c5, because the spin is really important. Like, imagine if white was able to activate his rook on d2 or on e2 and start attacking or king the center, because okay, obviously we have all these many great things going on for our position, but white also has some potential, right? If these files are going to be clustered with rooks and queens and stuff, then our king is going to start looking quite weak. Good morning, Waterfall Wizard. Good morning, nice to see you here. Or good afternoon, should I say? Yes. I mean, it's 2 p.m. here, so yeah, we probably would say good afternoon. But if it's morning, if you feel like it's morning, I mean, I don't know. Queen e3 was played. Look at that. Look at that. Scrooge is finding the best moves. Or at least the moves that Ellen played. Is that the best move? Can I check? Or was there something that I missed? Oh, the engine wanted rook h5. Okay, but queen is 3. Queen is 3 as a second line. Okay. Yeah. Rook h5 is kind of strange. I guess though. Okay, me cheating and using the engine. This is actually a really good idea, right? Just going for the g5 pawn. That is a plan for the future that I actually didn't look at all into at all. And yeah, this is it shows like how rich this position is, right? We have a lot of potential in many fronts. Queen e3 though, I like this move. Keeping the queen active, keeping the pin alive, preventing well, at least discouraging this c5. Maybe he will still go for it. Doesn't this sacrifice a pawn though? Wait a minute. Or is the plan that after this you would go like rook d1 or something? Maybe that is the plan. And then my knight has to move? Or I lose it, lol. So we don't want to do that. Could I go like knight f8 maybe? Or is that too bad? Oh, okay, it's equal apparently after knight f8. So what's the good move here? Rook d8? I guess, yeah, just keeping it protected. Yeah, what I wanted to say is that white can never really recapture on c5 because, well, in that case we're also winning with knight takes because yeah, there's this. So no, but there's queen c6. Huh. So what's the winning move? Knight b8? It would be fun if knight b8. Knight b8. It is winning. I don't know if this is the best move, but knight b8 is funny here. We're just preventing this check, and we're skewering the queen and the rook. Very nice. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the opponent will play. He's down to 7 minutes. We have 37 minutes. He has just 7. And this position is very tough to navigate, I would say. Afternoon, my error is gonna be day. Yeah. Rook h5, very nice. How do you defend g5 after that? You don't, I think. I think you'd have to just find some counterplay elsewhere. And that is probably why white's going at c4 and c5, right? It's like, okay, you know, if the thing is, if either side goes passive here, I think the game's gonna really turn in favor of the other side. So that's why I really like the move queen e3, because it's keeping our pieces active. It's kind of keeping the initiative alive, even if it's not the most accurate move, right? I mean, she didn't want to have to deal with c5 and suddenly white is the one attacking. Okay, maybe his attack is unsound, but you'd rather want to be attacking than be defending, right? So that's why I really like this move, queen e3. I think it's really good. We're entering draw for territory? What do you mean? No. No draws here. We're going for the win here. I mean, as I said earlier, we're not accepting any draw offers. We want the W. I mean, this is a great position, especially the opponent of 5 minutes. Like, you can feel like the blunder is coming anytime. Okay, I'm gonna try some moves for white. What about bishop d4? That could be a move. Attacking our queen, right? Because white needs to keep the initiative, needs to keep being aggressive. Where does our queen go after bishop d4? Because we can't keep the pin anymore. Does it go to g3? This is probably what I would play. Okay, it is the best move. Good. That means it should be easy to find. Queen g3, just attacking the g-pawn. That was my thought, at least. And yeah, I guess white's just not in time for c5 because we just take. Yeah. And this. Okay, something like that. And takes. And we're 2 pawns up. Okay, not the best pawns in the world, but black is better here for sure. So yeah, 4 minutes. 4 minutes left. Let's see. I'm really excited. The Ahen's gonna offer a draw. Well, he has to make a move first. And that is important. He has to make a move. And that move could be a mistake. Could be game losing here. Like if white makes the wrong move, Ellen can be completely winning here, I think already. I mean, there's many wrong moves. So I'm just waiting to see. We have 37 entire minutes to think about our next move. Like, you know, I think like I have been in this position. Like better players are, you know, extremely low on time and they're getting pressed. You feel extremely nervous somehow. You feel like, you know, I've got this. You know, I've got this game, but you know, there's still like this little more that's needed to actually go to a winning position, because it's obviously not winning yet. And sometimes you mess up and you throw away your advantage, despite your opponent being the one in temporal, because of your nerves. Of course, not sure if better players like Ellen get that too, but I definitely have gotten that. Let's see. He resigns. Yeah, I don't think he'll resign. I think we will see some moves from him. This is the kind of position that White would probably play on even if he was like -10. Because there are counter chances. Like Ellen can also make a mistake here and throw her advantage, or even go to a terrible position. Hopefully not, but anything can happen. Like definitely, all 3 results are possible. But we really like Ellen's position, I think. And like all of her pieces are active. All of her pieces have good functions. Like this nice threading to go here. This bishop has been attacking this pawn for quite some time. It's also defending here. This rook is cutting off the h-file for the king. This rook is attacking here. This queen is attacking in all directions of the board and pinning the rook and doing whatever. So it is really yeah, really very nice position. And we're up a pawn. Also, okay, again, it's not the most healthy pawn in the world because our pawns are a bit scattered, but it's definitely a pawn. So, and our pawn has 1 minute. I'm starting to feel like, yeah, what happens after rook d1? That's a question in the chat. Rook d1 is a good move. Thank you, Dirty Chess, for the question, and welcome. Yeah, rook d1 is a good move. I actually, yeah, I would not be surprised if he's going for, if the opponent is going for that move. I am not sure. Okay, let's try to see. Maybe, you know, since white isn't really threatening anything in particular, maybe it's a good time to go with the engine plan, the earlier engine plan of rook h5 and rook g5. Could be an idea. And yeah, I don't see how white is going to continue here. Like the g-pawn is going to be very weak in the long run. I really like this rook lift, actually. I'm glad that I cheated with the engine and looked at it. Because yeah, this plan is actually really nice, because we're activating a piece that, okay, blocks, as I said. The function here is that it cuts the h-file, But this can also be done from h5, and it can improve this piece because now it does two things. It can cut the h file and attack g5. So, and you see her opponent's clock going down to 0. So yeah, I'm sure we will see some moves soon. I'm not so sure he has flagged. I think DGT has been kind of slow in this game for some reason. We can claim a win on time from here, from the stream. We can claim that, this is 0-1. It should be fun if, like 99.99% of the time, it's, DGT just being very slow. But it would be funny if this was like the 0.01% of the time that White actually just completely forgot about the time it flagged. And the game just ends here. But I don't think so. I think maybe board 9 is, some kind of weird corner of the playing hole. I haven't seen how the playing hole looks like, by the way. And, people are tripping over the cables and stuff, and the connection's messed up or something. I don't know. Maybe the clocks aren't accurate. That is also a thing. Although usually they do update, so it's not like usually what you see is quite accurate with the clocks. The bad clocks were mostly on chess.com. I've seen like wrong clocks. I don't think I've seen because this is directly fed from a site called Live Chess Cloud, which gets the move immediately from DGT to Lichess. So yeah, I don't think the clock should be inaccurate. So, but it's definitely in time trouble, at least. Now, okay, of course he maybe not have 0. I don't know. But for instance, this 37-35, I'm pretty sure that's correct. So. So much CS:GO development recently, but look at the Lisa's broadcast space. They actually updated the broadcast space. Like they have they have this nice details. They have the flyer of each tournament in the broadcast page, which it sounded it looked weird to me the first time, but I think it's actually quite nice. I like it. So yeah, I mean, Lichess is always making updates. Sometimes not even announcing them. You might just do something and suddenly it's updated. Yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice with that. But yeah, let's see what's going on. What's going on? They're ruining the excitement by not showing the moves in time. And you see, we get 4 or 5 moves in a row, and I will have no clue what's going on in the position. Next time, you might immediately get teleported to a position that's like -12 or something, hopefully, or +12, not hopefully, but yeah, I mean, you never know, right? You never know what's gonna happen. It's like so there's a football game going on, right? But you have to meet some friends or do something else, and you leave the game at halftime, and it's like 1-1, and both teams are playing quite well, and you're like taking the train to meet your friends, and you're thinking about what's the score like right now, did the other team score? That was an interesting football game. Yeah, so it's like that. But okay, of course, if that happened, you could actually check the score. Here we can't really check the moves because yeah, so it's like that, but then you don't have Wi-Fi to check the score or something. I don't know. That's better. Yeah, all the balls seem to be working. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe her opponent actually flagged. Maybe he smashed the clock to pieces and there is no clock.
And maybe I'm just imagining this just after seeing about other things smashed to pieces earlier this morning. But yeah, this is a bum really, not having any moves. Let's see. This is the plan, as we said earlier. This is a really good plan. If Ellen finds this plan, then she's at least gonna win the g5 pawn, because how do you defend it? But yeah, I think she has really good chances. And okay, so just the rook d1 for white, which I think is a good move as well. Developing your last piece. This is the last piece that has not been moved yet. Did the move happen? No. Still here. Okay. Maybe he already resigned. I mean, it would show 0-1. You don't see that, but if you go to the Litz's page, which is on the link, you can see all the top 20 games with the results. So it would show 0-1 if the opponent had resigned. And also, yeah, he would just not resign in this position. Maybe we can just go to another board, and usually when I do that, then the moves happen, you know. So maybe we will do that. Queen b7. Okay, let's look at that before we move on. So Mas is suggesting this. Okay, so that's the rook. So I get what you're trying to do. I am a bit suspicious because that allows rook takes c4. So you're hanging a pawn. Now, of course, you might say, yeah, I want to give a check here, but I think you just block with bishop d8. And now our bishop can potentially go to b6, and also we took a pawn. If you let's say you take this pawn, then rook c2, attacking the rook, attacking the bishop. The rook cannot move because of the pin, and it's also attacked. So if white defends with something like rook a to f1, we can just take this bishop on b2, and yeah, black is completely winning. We have a piece. Where next we're taking this. We also have some ideas of bishop b6. This is a completely winning position for black. So queen b7, it looks tempting, but it's actually a blunder. Like the lowest rook takes e4, which would win the game for Ellen, basically. Let's see. No moves yet. I'm very surprised. If Ellen goes on to win this, you'll have a 100% record as commentator, and so you'll have to come back for tomorrow's game, unless you hate Ellen. Oh no. Well, what if I leave someone else who also has a 100% record, like you, Scrooge? Because you were commentating yesterday and Ellen won, so you also have a 100% rate. So that's not true. You're trying to guilt trip me into waking up at 6 a.m. And also, I have an OTB game. I can't be there tomorrow, unfortunately. I would like, of course, to be there and celebrate Ellen scoring her 7th win, but yeah, I mean, I'm just not able to. Why is this board broken? I want to watch the moves. Come on. I'm gonna. Well, speaking about breaking things, I'm gonna break my laptop screen if there are no moves. Come on. Okay, let's go to other games. Let's look at Boris Savchenko against Shayantan Das. So we talked about the Cambridge Spring defense. Unfortunately, Boris didn't fall for the trap, and instead, we had some theory here. Bishop a3, b6, bishop a6. This is where we left. White played bishop d3, castles, c4. Okay, trade of queens, equal middle game, I would say. Bishop f8. Okay, and black went for c5, d5, and now f5. So really nice pawn play by black. Targeting the base of the pawn chain. Also using this king e2 move is a bit weird, yeah. I mean, it might seem good, connecting the rooks, but this bishop's looking at the king, and Sayantan was able to exploit that. It's like now, okay, if you take, I take, and then bishop takes e4, and yeah. So white took here, we took here, takes, we took on d3, knight f6, and now this pawn's gonna fall, and our pieces are also getting active. White's king is being really brave on b5, okay. But black is obviously better here. He has a passed pawn. This pawn is very weak, and this king is... It seems that he's lost his way or something. Like they should go back. Now this is the wrong way for a king, unless you're playing racing kings or king of the hill or something. Bishop d2, rook c8. I guess preventing king c6. I don't know. Also, yeah, more importantly, putting the rook behind the passer. Rook e1, rook e1, rook e1, c4. Yeah, black should be on the road to winning this game. So Mr. Das, my goodness, king a6. What is this? What is this plan? Okay, it's an unbelievable king Mars. I don't think it's going to be very successful, but I've never seen a GM do that. Like in the middle of a game, just take the king and just walk with it. It's very strong. We have a move. Oh wait, fake news. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, White's doing some unbelievable king walk. Black is just doing normal things. Usually normal things are good in chess. Like, if you're able to do normal things, you could be a good player. Because most of the opponents are going to do random stuff, and then you're just going to win. Like, you're just putting the rook behind the pawn, just pushing. Rooks belong behind passed pawns need to be pushed, right? If you have these two things, black should be able to win this. I think white is just trolling at this. Like king a6 is just a troll move, honestly. So Sayantan Das is on his way to win with black, and he would only be a draw away from winning the tournament, I believe, after that. So, yeah, that is really nice. Let's go back to Ellen's game. Still no moves. Still no moves. I'm very upset at that. Anyway, okay. I hope that we will have moves soon. But yeah. You should be able to promote your king if it reaches the back rank, yeah. The king is an attacking piece. I mean, here's the thing, right? You use your king, and it's really active. Again, position like that. It's really active. It's attacking this pawn and all that, right? First of all, it took you like 10 moves to go there. So you've wasted 10 moves. It's a pretty slow piece. Okay, it looks like black's afraid of it, of the king. Just rook c7, okay. Secondly, the king is also a very good defensive piece. Like in the endgame, it could be used to blockade the pawn, for instance, or defend, the king side pawns, defend the first rank. Instead, it's isolated here in a6. There are constant threats of checkmate. I wouldn't be surprised if Sayantan manages to checkmate here somehow. I don't really see a mating pattern, but I'm not a GM, so maybe, if only we could protect this pawn, then a knight on c7. Like, if our rook also had the powers of a knight, this would be mate. But unfortunately, this piece does not exist in chess. Yeah, but yeah, this king is not really very good. It's not even in the center of the board. It's like in a random corner. So yeah. I don't know. Okay, let's go back to Ellen's game, and see. We're waiting for White to make a move here. Hopefully, the game is not over.
Can someone check like the actual source? Actually, I can do that. I think. Okay, let me do that then. That's an elephant. Is that what it's called? The piece that is rook and knight. He needs to take a note from white, move the black king to a8 to promote the pawn. Very nice. Ellen's complicating the position from early in the middle game. That is true, yeah. That is. I said before, like I think this position she has played. It very much suits her. Like it's exactly her style, and that's why I think she has really good chances. I said earlier, like I already said this on round 2, but I'm noticing this more. Like I always thought of like Indian players in general. They are famous kind of for their calculating prowess. So I would be afraid to go into such position against Indian players. But it looks like Ellen is not, and it's paying dividends for her. So yeah, I mean. She's out Indianing the Indians in a way. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm looking at the Live Chess Cloud link. All boards are shown as live except board 9. So board 9 is not shown as live. It's shown that white has like 10 minutes. And black has 37. And it looks like it has stopped completely. So I'm not sure. Racial profiling? I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what other people think about Greek players. I'm sure Greek players have a similar reputation because we have some of the best like puzzle rush guys in the world. But positional chess is not really that amazing. Like most Greek players, I think, could be thought in a similar way as Indians, especially the non-GMs, you know, the FMs, the IMs. Hello, Better Wolfie. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Yeah. Oh, Screws has noticed the same thing. Yeah, it doesn't see live. I'm not sure what's going on. Call the arbiter for something. I mean, it could be that her opponent flagged, I don't know. But I do not see 0-1, so I do not believe that. I think there must be something wrong with the DGT board. So, yeah, I don't know. Imagine if the opponent, you know, said, you know, this girl is how is she so strong? You know, she must be using some help. It's the, you know, she has this guys on her stream and they're saying her moves. You know, I mean, you see like Screws saying like all these good moves, and she's like, the opponent is like, very suspicious. You know, very interesting, as Kramnik would say. So maybe we should disconnect the board and ruin her stream. So then her mod cannot tell her moves or something. I don't know. You can make random conspiracy theories with me. But yeah, I'm not sure we will be getting any moves soon, at least. And I'm not sure we have any way to contact the arbiters of the tournament. I'm not sure we would want to do that even if we had. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do. It's a soon to be WM brain working his magic. I also like to believe that Ellen is currently on her way to winning. She won an exchange or something from all these tactics, and she has a very clean position up an exchange in an end game, and her opponent is like 3 moves away from resigning or something. I don't know. So Chanka's king worked so far it ended up on board 9. Yeah, that could be true. You know, if the
you know, if the boards are in rows of 8, then, you know, board 9 would be directly above board 1. So technically, that could be true. Imagine that. And, you know, if the king, you know, goes over, goes to the next board. That would be a fun variant to try. You know, like Bughouse, but it's instead of two boards next to each other, it's two boards stacked on top of each other, and you can move between them as well. That would be a fun variant to try. Let's see Shevchenko's game. Rook e8. Yeah, he's trying to create some counterplay with Rook a8, Rook a7, but I think our c pawn is just too strong here. So yeah, I think Black's gonna win this. Like, I have zero doubts that okay, this guy, okay, against Ellen, people said he had questionable technique. I still stand by my stance that these moves were not easy to find. So I wouldn't blame him. Like, he got outcalculated in the middle game. That's why he lost the game. Not because of his endgame technique. The endgame technique, okay, he could have saved a draw at like 2 points. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, it's not Magnus, right? I mean, I'm not sure. Like, it was so intuitive how to do that. Anyway, let's not talk about this game. I doubt it get fixed mid game. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Screws. So I don't really know what to do. You know, because I don't think we're gonna have a game to commentate. I'm sure this game is gonna go on for a long while, so I'm not sure if Ellen will be able to tell us somehow. You know, I won. Let's you know, we can solve the game on stream or something. So I guess we can just wait, and then if Ellen wants to show us her game, or at least the moves, you know. Then she can join. I don't know. Maybe something like that could work. We're not getting Ellen's games. I mean, it's not our fault. Better Wolf is the DGT boards, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You can do that simul. Oh no. I mean, I see. I believe Hannah was the one who she was like analyzing viewers game or something in when she was waiting for Ellen's moves to happen. So maybe it wouldn't be so bad if can someone from India run to the venue? And I mean, we have a lot of people from India in the chat, but no one is going there. Apparently, no one lives close to the playing hall. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think. Maybe, you know, I'll write in the chat. I'll write in the latest chat. Maybe someone. Although I don't think the tournament directors are looking latest chat, but just wild punt, really. I'm just writing. Board 9 seems to be broken. So yeah, I'm not sure what can we do. How many people would want me to you know, do something else until Ellen comes back, maybe, or we know that she's finished at least. And how many people would like me just to, you know, raid someone and like, who cares about this guy? Right? I don't know. I'm kind of. I mean, this game, like now that I look at it, like I can see this can go up to move like 50 easily. So yeah, I think we're gonna wait a long time.
Can't see if Ellen is here. No, she's not. Okay. Play a rapid game as black with a Nighturf? Oh god. How to lose rapid rating. It's just, I want Ellen's game, but it's not working. Sarge, yeah. I am not sure. We can play out this position, right? I mean, yeah, that could be a good idea, actually. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was my thought, like Better Wolf. Play a rapid game as white and get to the king to a6. People really want me to lose rating. Okay, so if someone can challenge me and do the exact same moves as Ellen did, and then we can play this position out and see. Ooh, what's going on here? Check. Yeah, this king is getting harassed. It's not very good for white. Yeah, maybe someone can challenge me. We can play this position out or something. I don't know. If anyone wants to challenge Akiet on Lichas. Oh, I can challenge from position. Oh, yeah. Okay, so someone has to go into this link. And click in the cogwheel and challenge from position. Challenge me from this position. I guess that's the easiest way to do. And I will accept the first challenge that comes. And okay, you can challenge as either color, I guess. And we can play this out. That will be fun. Yeah, Ellen's getting quite a bit of rating, actually. Plus 21. I mean, she's breaking 2200. If she wins that game, she wins this game, she might be looking at an all-time peak, in fact, I think. Right? I don't think she's broken. She's broken 2200 once. But I don't think she's like gone much beyond that, so I mean she's playing her best chess, honestly. Like she's playing at 2400 level, is there not? So okay, I'm getting no challenges. No one was interested in that idea. Okay. But yeah, she's playing her best chess for sure. So yeah, she's getting quite a bit of rating, in fact. Which is, again, surprising, because, again, I'm going to do some racial profiling again, but we think of Indians as very underrated. And she's, like, farming them, so, like, it's a good thing, you know? 2 rounds today? No. Not just 1 round today. Next round, the final round, is at 5 a.m. Central European time, I think. So, yeah. Am I getting pinged on? Okay, random pings. Yeah. So yeah, next round, like, it's in the morning. It's very early morning, 5 a.m. Central European, which I assume is like 10 in the morning in India. They've already castled, so no incentive for me to play you in this. What do you mean? Do you only want to castle? Like, is that the only move that gives you pleasure in chess, or what? No, more like early rise screws. Screws will be here for the last round, I think. I might join in chat for a bit, but yeah. Ay. Yeah, this game is not working, I think. Don't think they're gonna fix it. I mean, I don't think they're reading chat, so... Sad.
Did Ellen win on time? I mean, we don't know. Probably not. But I think, yeah, her board has broken or something. I think it's down to people learning chess in early age there, perhaps as a school thing, but then they start to play for rating later on, or just leave it and come back to it. I think the problem is like they have a billion players, like they have a lot of players, and they just exchange rating between them in tournaments. So they all get better, but no one's gaining any rating because the best players, they move from India. They don't really play Indian tournaments, and so the not the best players, the second rate, let's say, players, they're stuck in India and playing against each other, and they are, you know, gaining and losing rating, but uh, it's very hard to from what I've heard, it's very hard to gain rating in Indian tournaments. But apparently, Ellen's proving that. Okay, this is not really the typical Indian tournament. This is a 1900 plus tournament. So, yeah. But I have to be honest. I was quite scared that Ellen would drop rating in this tournament. But it seems like she's proved me wrong. So, well, I have nothing to say about that. I'm just proud. Who is Ellen? Ellen is WFM, Ellen Nilsson, aka Denmark's best woman player, who is also the owner of this channel, and she's really awesome streamer. She doesn't stream that often recently, but I'm sure she'll come back. And we are covering her tournament game in India. So yeah, I guess you can read the About Me page. Yeah, or yeah, that's not very helpful, but yeah, she is the one who's playing with the black pieces in this game, but yeah, but we are not getting any games, so I'm just I'm really surprised that you know, people are still here and they haven't left, because I'm doing basically nothing. This is just a just chatting stream or something. So, wow, number 1 rated Danish junior. That command is old. I just saw that. I was like, what? Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I guess some people would still call her a junior. I mean, like me, right? I consider everyone born in the 21st century is like a baby to me, but that's because I like to troll them, not really. That is a sign that you should start streaming in. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do. Why did Ellen's mother not play against Anastasia? Not sure if I'm allowed to tell that. Screws? Can we say that or not? I don't know. When are you an adult in terms of chess? I'm not sure. Like, do you see the news about Andy? Let me scroll down. Where's the clock? Not visible correctly. Thank you. You see the news about Andy Woodward, who's become a GM at like 13 or 12. So yeah, I don't know. I think 12 would be a good answer. Like, if you're at least as old as the world's youngest GM, I guess you can consider yourself an adult. Which means I at 24 am like a grandfather or something. Oh, but wait, what? He's born in 2010. Oh, he's not 12. Okay. I thought he was 12. He's 14. Or I guess 13 and some months. I didn't say that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he's the youngest current GM, not the youngest ever. Yeah, true, true. I saw a post on Greek chess Facebook, which is basically where all the 50-plus-year-old chess players go, and I go there to just laugh at them. Uh, GM Yanis Papaioannou, who is like the top Greek chess grandmaster, who is now turned into coach. He was like, I think he was the coach of Woodward, so he was like bragging about like, my student is the youngest GM ever. Yeah, it was funny. And I heard that Hikaru was sponsoring his chess lessons, which is a nice incentive to you know to to grow as a chess country. Like, imagine if the best chess player was so actively involved uh, to improving chess in your own country. Like, yeah, I mean, of course, usually the best is he has to be like has like a good income or something, right? Because, okay, for instance, if you take my country, Greece, the best chess player, who is the aforementioned GM Papaioannou, is like 2600. So I guess he's not really a millionaire from chess. So, so I doubt he would create like a fund to help others. But I think that what Hikaru did is still a really nice incentive. Anyway, okay, still waiting here. Let's look at this game. Ooh, the king is traveling again. Look at that. God, I have no clue what's happening. King c4. We took another pawn. We're up 2 pawns. Bishop e3, c2. King d3. Oh, we can't just make a queen. Okay. That is a really strange position. I have no clue what's going on here. God. I get a c1. Yeah, check. And this should be winning. We're up a pawn. That is passed. The king is now in normal place. The bishop is better than the knight in this position because there are pawns on both sides. So black is converting this, I guess. Both players are in time trouble. So yeah, we're kind of is there any system where you can invest in players' training and as a result you earn a cut of their elo gains? I don't think so. I don't think that would be a very good idea. Yeah, if you forfeit a game, if you don't show up for a game, you can actually get paired against uh, the same player uh, as many times as possible. Like, you can have like 3 forfeits against the same player and still get paired a 4th time if the pairing's low. So there isn't any flag in the Swiss Munzer algorithm that says, uh, don't pair people who have been playing before and one forfeited against another, because it doesn't count as a played game. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been like how many times? How many hours has it's been? Like it has to be like an hour, right? Since we lost the board. So I'm sure that this the game is like about to finish or something. I don't know. I'm sure. A long wait is going to be over soon. Yeah, we lost the board. Yeah, exactly. I was on the phone to a friend, but this game has been looking pretty wild. I mean, this game is wild. That's exactly why I'm really angry at DGT. Like, we should sue DGT for, missed content opportunities. Like, this game is spicing up, and then just broke down. I don't know. I know that if people watched me streaming back in the day, that I would have a lot of technical issues, but this time it's not my fault, you know. Did we lose the game in this position? Yes. Yes. Hello, Harry Parent. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad, right? We can imagine all sorts of things, you know. We can imagine that Ellen won. We can imagine that she lost. We can imagine she made a draw. I mean, everything is possible, you know. As I said earlier, it's like a it's like a football game and you don't know the score of, and you're opening your phone or your computer, and you're like, I wonder how this game went, right? And it just won't load. Like your Wi-Fi is down or something, something like that, and you have no way of knowing the score of a game, and yeah, you're just if you imagine this is lost, you get blocked. Nice. Screws controlling people's imaginations. If he does have a sister, I'm sure she's not as crazy as this girl. No, my sister is. Yeah, she's kind of crazy. I don't know. No, she's not. Come on. How did yesterday's game end? Ellen won. Really nice, Ellen. Actually, we can. Yeah, we can look at yesterday's game maybe. I don't know if people will be interested in that. But okay, I guess it's better than looking at a board as nothing is happening. So okay, why is he not winning here? I don't know. We can look at the round 8 game. Since does it consume copious amounts of drugs and alcohol? No. But yeah, we can skim quickly through her game from yesterday. So she is white here, and she's playing against Gaurav Kumar. The board is funny. Okay. She was playing as Gaurav Kumar, 1953, from India, who, by the way, is like his peak rating was like 2300. So exchange QGD, bishop e7, e3, knight d7. This is all normal. She's going for this line, and yeah, around here it's kind of strange. Her opponent is going for this kind of knight dance idea: knight g7, knight f5, or knight 7, bishop f5. And okay, rook c1 is the novelty castles, but yeah, this is pretty normal. Unless you want f3, the idea is to go with the bishop back to f2, so that she preserves the bishop pair. Bishop f5, trading the bishops. Queen d7, knight a4, okay. And then she put a knight on c5. Yeah, and I think around here, yeah, Ellen was saying like, I was feeling like I was dying a slow death. That's what she told me, at least. I don't know. And is he like 70 years? No, he's actually really young. But so, you know, the double factor, you can lose a lot of rating. So, was he surprised by the move 97? This 97, I don't think so. There is another move I'm gonna say. So here, yes, she was saying like she thought she was worse. And she played this queen. Queen b3 is not a good move, by the way. It's probably the only not best move that Ellen made in the game. She probably should have played the move b4. I was saying, I was saying like knight d4. Like you should have played this earlier, right? But after knight d4, there's knight e6, and you don't really want to trade. If you go back, there's a5, and your knight's getting pushed back, and that's not very good. So b4 is probably the best move here. I think that is what the engine says as well. So preventing a5, and then we're threading knight b4. But of course, black is gonna play like knight e6, and yeah, game continues. What happened is that she played queen b3, and then she moved back to c3 because she realized that yeah, this pawn needs defending, right? I can't put my queen on b3. That's blocking my b pawn, and I won't be able to defend. So her pawn played here knight d7, b4, and this move is a bit strange. I think this is the move that kind of surprised her, because black's moving away from an active square to a worse square, and in doing so, and again, I want to emphasize, like, a lot of times good players, they use this. What drawback does the previous move of my opponent have? Like, it unprotects the d4 square. So boom, knight d4, and suddenly white is again in the driver's seat. Centralized knight. Now if you go back to e6, now my knight's going to b3 and a5, and that's a really well placed knight. Yeah, okay, I was just checking that knight did not come from b3, so I'm not saying completely weird things. Rook, okay, so knight g7, knight d4, knight e5 was played, rook e1, and now the opponent starts going with f5, which, again, it looks like black, it's very hard to find a plan for black in this position. Like, he has less space, he's kind of cramped. His pieces are not terrible, but they're not amazing either. And there are no pawn breaks, like b6 weakens b5 a lot. Weakens c6 a lot, sorry. Pushing on the king side, like this, f5, is also a bit weakening, I guess. And the big difference here in this position is that... hello wizard, the board stopped working, so I highlighted in the previous game because people asked like how to do tomorrow. So here, basically, like, black doesn't really have a plan. White has a very clear plan of pushing the pawns on queenside. So f5, bishop g3, activate the bishop again, knight h5, trade, b5. So Ellen is pushing on the queenside, getting rid of this knight that was defending the c pawn, and she is now pushing against this weakness. Rook c8, a4, queen f6, g3, I guess to prevent f4. Knight back to g7. This knight is like literally took a tour in this game. Queen a5, rook e7. So queen a5 was a really nice move. We were watching with screws, and I think we established this basically wins a pawn. Like, black has to sacrifice a pawn one way or the other, and he chose rook e7, took on a7, rook e8, so going for some counterplay. And Ellen's just saying, you can have my e3 pawn, I'll take your c6 pawn. And here the opponent made a really good attempt at creating counterplay. And Ellen basically found the best move, and after that the game was over. And the best move, well, if you've already seen the game, you know what it is. But the best move here that she found is knight to d4, which attacks the queen. And you might say, like, doesn't this play into black's idea with rook e1? Like, okay, rook e1, queen e1, this should be a draw, right? I mean, white doesn't really have any. Oh, yeah, queen. That blunders the queen. But white doesn't really have any, you know. First of all, knight's hanging. That's the thing. And yeah, it doesn't seem like, you know, the king is getting very open. But what Ellen did was king g2. Black cannot take the rook because the queen's hanging. So what happened was, and in fact, black cannot take the queen either, because here, b7, rook b1, knight b5, and Scrooge was going over this line and was like, yeah, this is completely winning. So the opponent had to make a different move, and he played queen e3, but that allows trades, and now c6 is completely winning, because we protect the knight on d4, and okay, if white goes for this check, we just go king f1. Eventually we will be able to interpose the knight, so black sacrifices his own knight, we take it, and we run with our king, and we don't really care about that, because go c7, and pretty much that's how Ellen won. Okay, the rest is a matter of technique, as they say. Yeah, queen g4, and she made a second queen, and her opponent resigned. So this is last round's win, basically, which was a really nice game. And then we have this game, which unfortunately has been interrupted by the board issues. So yeah, I don't know what is going on. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately we lost the game in this position. So I guess we're just waiting. Ellen's having a great tournament. She's gaining like 20 points of rating. 21, and her performance is about 2300. And if she wins today's game, then it will go even better. It will go like close to WGM norm requirements, although I don't think she can make that. But yeah, it would go towards 2400. So yeah, really great tournament. Like, even if she loses this game, I'm sure she'll bounce back tomorrow and finish with a win, and plus 25 or so rating. It's really great, like, really great performance. And it's not just the plus rating; it's that her games have also been great. Like, she is very consistent, very accurate. And in games like yesterday, she had like Lisa said like 0 mistakes, 0 inaccuracies, 0 blunders. She basically played almost perfectly. So it's not like, you know, she's just getting lucky, her opponents are blundering. She's actually playing great chess, and yeah, that shows. I'm here because Cruz scolded me yesterday for not coming back to this stream after my gym visit. Hello, John Pixels. Welcome. Maybe we should find some other phrasing then we lost the game. Yeah. Then, I don't know, then the board broke. I mean, it's nice to see you here, John Pixels, but unfortunately, yeah, we don't really have a game. We have half a game. The rest of it is gone. Yeah, missing so far. Ooh, apparently Ellen lost. Ooh, sad. How do you know? Does it tell you? Oh. But I guess it would be interesting to see the conclusion, right? Or should we just like keep it a secret? I don't know. Sad, yeah. Is this accurate with Magnus Carlsen, sir? What? Do I look like Magnus? No, that's the first time I've heard that. I don't think I do, but yeah. She lost. Sad. Sad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think it would be interesting to look at the game, but whatever. I don't know. This is Duda. Yeah, people used to say I look like Duda. That was where I was clean shaven and had short hair though. So not now. But if I do that again, maybe I will look at like Duda again. People even like told me IRL. Like I met Jeff Forever Jens from Bundesliga, Lichess Bundesliga organizer, and he is also running this German newspaper, Roshade, I think Roshade. I don't know how you pronounce that. And he told me, "You look like Duda." I was like, "What?" Yeah. But yeah, it would be nice if we would have the moves, or I don't know. But yeah, it looks like Alan lost the game. So I mean, I'm sure it was a good fight, right? I'm sure, because this is really really exciting position, I think. And I'm sure that if she lost, I'm sure that she missed some chances to. Yeah, Rohare Sharsteigen. That's how I would pronounce that. Jan Pixels, by the way, is it Scheveningen? Scheveningen, something like that, right? I said that earlier on stream, but there was no one from the Netherlands to roast me. So I said Scheveningen. Is that correct? Not sure. But yeah, in any way, should I just end the stream then? Because I don't think we're getting any moves. That's almost right. It's the polite way to say that's completely wrong, right? You're doing better than most people. Oh no. I know the polite way to say I'm wrong. Anyway, I will learn sometime. The first E should be a bit longer. Scheveningen. Scheveningen. Okay. Nice. I think so. I think what? That I should end? Okay. Whatever. Okay. So, yeah. A bit of an unfortunate end to the stream. But, God. Okay. I'm like a puppet. I'm like a puppet waiting for Screws to tell me what to do. Oh, don't do the hard G at the end. The NG is just the NG sound. Ooh, I didn't know that. Oh, she's Scheveningen. Scheveningen. Ooh. Really? I thought the G was always like huh. No? Nice. Okay, you learn something new every day. I thought it was. I thought that was for sure right. Nice. Thank you, GB. Thank you. You should log into my account and raise my ratings. That was very random. Oh, that was in same for the puppet thing, I guess. Okay. Good enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I learned it. I learned. Okay, I guess we're ending. I guess we're ending, guys. I'm really sorry for. I apologize for the mistake for not getting a game. I'm sure that Ellen will cover this game if it was interesting in her YouTube channel or somewhere. I don't know. This puppet is defective. Yeah. I yeah. I guess. I thank you for being here and chatting with me, despite not having a game for like half of the stream. And hopefully the board works tomorrow. I'm sure Ellen should be on a live board with 5 points out of 9. I'm pretty sure. So Screws is going to be on duty. And yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for chatting with me and keeping me company. And let's raid. Who should I raid? Oh, I can't raid. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, can I raid? I can raid from Restream. Maybe, but I'll leave the raid up to Screws. We can raid anyone. I guess we can raid like Phoebe or someone. I don't know. And yeah, have a good day. And yeah, thank you all for being here. And hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the stream that we're raiding. Thank you all. Bye everyone. And yeah, see you some other time. Sure.